sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
At Anderson Ford, we offer a 5-day return or exchange policy, so you can make sure the vehicle you choose is the best vehicle for you. No pressure. Right now, lease a 2026 Ford F-150 for $195 per month for 36 months. Experience better at Anderson Ford. Stock number 1009974. $195 per month lease for 36 months with approved credit. 7,500 miles per year. 10,000 due at signing. No security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 8/31/26.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left it once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers. If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Is there anything worse than paying for something that's done half-assed? You buy something, you want it to work, especially when it comes to your internet. When you're trying to stream a movie, work from home, or shop online, half-assed internet doesn't get it done. At Allo Fiber, we don't do anything half-assed. We offer 100% real fiber and real human support that serves the community from the community. So while others may say they have fiber, in the end, there's half-fast fiber, and then there's Allo Fiber. Allo Fiber, internet built for you.
When something breaks, you want someone you can trust to fix it right. Empire Repair is now open in Waverly and ready to serve our community with reliable auto repair and maintenance. From routine service to bigger repairs, our team is here to keep you on the road. Stop by Empire Repair in Waverly or call 402-786-2224 to schedule your service today. Empire Repair, proud to serve Waverly.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Hey, Jake, you know what I love almost as much as the Big Red?
Big scores on the field?
Good guess, but nope.
Big spikes on the court?
Love those too, but I'm thinking food. Like those big, budget-friendly portions you find at Buzzard Billy's.
Now you're talking. I love Buzzard Billy's. I love the shrimp po' boys and the blackened chicken.
You almost always find me enjoying gumbo.
Big plays, big scores, big wins, Big Red. Yep, love them all, especially
those big portions that are budget-friendly. Only at Buzzard Billy's, A-Market.
Your sprinklers are watering the street or flooding your backyard. If you're on a list that doesn't exist, it's time for Judson Irrigation. At Judson Irrigation, Lee or Lacey or Judson will make an appointment. You pick the time and they'll be there to fix your sprinkler system. Now that's service, a dying art these days.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
We all like to save money, and we all like to save time. So why not save money and time on your auto insurance? At Battle Creek Insurance, we offer a way to do both. Enroll in our EFT payment option and save 5% on your auto insurance premium. EFT makes bill paying easy, convenient, and there's no worry of late payments. Visit battlecreekins.com today to contact your local Battle Creek independent agent. Start saving. Battle Creek Insurance. Better together.
Coming at you live from the heart of downtown Lincoln. This is Old School with Foreman and Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman is sponsored by Graham Tire Company of Lincoln, Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman,
Here's Coy Detmer dropping straight back in the pocket. Rifles a pass. It was tipped and picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score! Foreman got it, and it's touchdown Huskers.
Black Shirts answer the call one more time.
And Austin Orman. Hour 1 of Old School is sponsored by Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
How about that? 9 a.m. and it's time for Old School. Welcome to it. Excited you're with us. Excited to be here. Eric doesn't miss it. 6 hours early. We can count on Eric to be on time. My man Jay freaking Foreman back on the air in the AM. That's right. Old School, 9 to noon. Moving forward for the time being. Jay Foreman, good morning.
Yeah, we in here. There ain't no time being. We locked in. We locked in like like a football team about to go to camp, man.
Rumor has it they're at camp.
Hey, we're locked in like a mortgage rate right now.
Get that good APR.
Yeah, we locked in, man. We locked in, like we're at Alcatraz back in the day. No escaping. No escaping.
Do you think you could swim from Alcatraz back to shore?
No. The buoyancy. First of all, brothers ain't really swimming. First of all, I couldn't swim till I got to college. Right. So
even growing up a little bit in Maryland,
I could. It would be.
You could survive.
Yeah, it would
make it work for a while.
It would be suspect for a little bit. Yeah.
You're just asking the sharks to come get you. It's over. Just to put me out of my misery.
If I was out there, it would be like treading water wouldn't be it. But I can swim pretty decent now. But no, I'm not. It's rough. Have you ever been out there?
I have not been in the water out there.
No, but have you seen? I mean, the water's rough though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
To get there. So the two guys that supposedly escaped and made it, they had a boat. They didn't. You didn't.
You weren't swimming that?
No, because if you ever got in a pool. Here's the difference. I'll say this, and that kind of goes into football a little bit. I always encourage athletes to train outside. Right now, granted, you got to do both. But running in a gym / treadmill, basketball court, or anything versus outside is significantly different. Now, when you run on a football field, the terrain is still flat. But like runners, when you're running out, the terrain is different. It's more humidity and stuff outside. Swimming in a pool versus swimming in the ocean.
Not the same.
Not the same. Not the same. I tried to do, what is it? Not scuba dive. When you snorkel.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm like, you know what, man? I'm not even going to fake the funk. I don't need to see fish. I could just turn on the internet. I could just turn on the internet, man.
You're probably one of those people with the smart TV that just has the relaxing fish channel, like at the dentist or the doctor.
I could have that's all I need to see. I could use my imagination. After that, all the waves and stuff like that, the panic set in.
You can buy a ticket to SeaWorld.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Captain Cody, Old School in the morning. Whoa. Yeah, that's right. Welcome to it. We'll be 9 to noon moving forward, 5 days a week. Excited about that. Eric says, Jay, you can't be perpetuating stereotypes like that.
It's not. I can't. It's the facts. And you know what's funny is I almost wasn't gonna be here. I almost drowned.
Dang.
Yeah, because I was young, living in Miami. Well, obviously, my dad was down there, and it was probably the off season, obviously. And he had a pool in his house, or like a little pool. And of course, they said don't get in there. And I think I was in like an inner tube or something. And somehow, some way, I think my cousin that kind of pushed me to the deep end. And I fell through.
Oh.
So my grandma, who was not in the best physical shape, obviously, sprinted out of the kitchen, because it was a kind of smaller house or whatever, and saved me.
Wow. Shout out grandma for that.
Yeah.
Mama bear instinct kicks back in.
Yeah. Yeah. Saved me with one arm, had me in, she was holding on to the side of the other.
Man.
Or else brother would have been down. It would have been goner.
Do you have to get the CPR to get the water out of your lung or something?
No, it wasn't that bad, but I was bobbing and stuff. It was no survival instinct. I shouldn't have probably even been in the pool.
We took the kids to the lake yesterday.
Yeah.
They've been before, but we have this really cute little floaty for the baby. And Beckett, the older one, has the little toddler vest where has poofy things on his arm or whatnot. But we put him out on a little inner tube yesterday too. He was freaked out by that. He stayed on it, but it took a few minutes, and we took him all the way out to, or Pops, his grandpa, took him all the way out to like the buoys out there at Pawnee Lake or whatever. And I found that Olivia and I have different risk tolerances for different things. I am all about the kids climbing, run around, don't be afraid to jump off of stuff. That's my kind of adventure. They can grab the knives and put them away, or unload the dishwasher. So be it. Her risk tolerance is different with that. She'll kind of baby them and walk them over, make sure they're okay. And it's kind of high. You sure you want them jumping from there? She loves them being in the water. That's where she's like, oh yeah, they'll be fine. They have floaties on. Like, I'm not so sure about that one, hon.
Those float, when you see little kids with those floaties on, they're like the full body ones. That's what it looked like. That's how big the pads were when I was in college. The football pads. You know what I'm saying? What's funny is just because if you go back and watch NFL films or even back, like my pads weren't extremely big when I was in college. Maybe I think my junior year had bigger pads and I switched. Actually they weren't big. They were decent size. But if you go back and look at like Jack Lambert.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you see Jack Lambert, you're like, yo, he's probably 245, 250. I met Jack Lambert once. Homeboy played at like 210. That means he was 195. Yes.
Really?
Yeah. And slow as molasses, but was a stone cold baller. And then you look at Mike Singletary when he played, he's tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, but obviously could hit. And so those pads back then, you know what? I think we need to start bringing back bigger pads for these players. So then you don't have to worry about hitting. You bring a lot more funk to it. But go back and look. Mike Minter, he had big pads, and he would rock the mic a little bit. I mean, he hit you. He was a striker too.
What's the happy medium middle ground for pads, or how do you find the right pads as a player? Because me, I would need the big pads to pretend to look intimidating, but I wouldn't be able to use them. Part of me thinks small pads like aerodynamics.
Yeah,
but there's got to be a middle ground, right?
It depends on the type of player you are and your body build. I've seen D linemen, wear next to nothing and not have any shoulder injuries. Now you can wear the spiders underneath it.
True.
If you're really good with your hands and striking people with your hands, and you don't really need pads. But if you're a guy that, I would never encourage big pads, but I think the medium ones. I think you get used to it, and you can kind of take out they used to have pads in the back, like right below your real delt. You could take that and you get more movement and stuff. You got to be.
What was the purpose of that pad? What's that helping back there?
I don't know. They're just putting stuff in there, and it was just like little foam stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
gotcha.
So I mean, but you get, you see these guys, they wear back flaps and all that stuff. Like when you're a D lineman, what you got a back flap for?
You don't need it, dude.
I get, I know it's a style thing. If you're a tight end, maybe a receiver or something like that. Quarterbacks obviously need the whole deal. But I mean, heck, actually, remember when the first time Dylan got, we call it when he first got touched. When you first get that first college hit, he didn't wear his, I don't know what they call it, like the whole
thing.
Yeah. The pads. I guarantee you wear them from here on out.
Because he scrambled and took that hit near the goal line, right?
He got hit in the back.
Yeah.
And that's the
That
purpose.
was what, UCLA, I think, the first year?
Yeah. And he looked like he got tased. Yeah, that's the guys look for that. You look for where if you got pads or something like that, or you don't have a pad, especially if you.
Oh wait, you're looking for the pad, or you're looking to the reaction?
I'm looking for where you don't have a pad. Then I'm gonna make sure you have the reaction after I hit you.
Yeah.
Or I mean, if you read the injury report, somebody's, hurt you accidentally fall on their arm or something like that. Happens all the time.
Whoops, my bad.
Yeah, my bad, man.
Big thanks to big thanks to Heartland and Nebraska Windows. They're not pads, they're windows. They keep your house safe, insulated. It's been nice weather, but in case it gets hot again or before it gets cold in the fall, check out Heartland and Nebraska Windows, 402-430-3852. Well, Jay, let's get it jumping. Fall camp time.
I know.
We're here.
Yeah.
It wasn't football season before.
Yeah, man. Listen, I can tell you right now, all the social media posts are about to come to a complete stop. Brothers are going to be tired. I know they only practice once a day, and they probably have some walkthroughs after that, jog throughs or whatever you want to call it. But it's still it's going to be at a different rate than they're training, and that's just part of it. I mean, obviously, summer training gets you close enough to physical condition to where you can obviously practice and be able to get through practices, and then eventually you get your football stamina and quickness and all that stuff, up to par. But yeah, I mean, look, it's been a long off season, because spring was so early. and lots on the table, and then things change. I mean, the intensity of practice and the intensity of meetings and the expectations are, way, way higher. I mean, they've had a lot of time in the offseason to kind of get their ducks in a row. Um, so the mistakes that you might have been able to make in the spring is not going to be tolerated in the fall. And to be honest with you, you know, depending on the practice, the amount of reps and the plays will be will be either shorter or more. So if you're used to getting a certain amount of reps because you're in competition mode in the spring, when you're getting ready for a game, after this first week or so, when you're really kind of everything kind of shakes out, maybe a week or two, and then you're going to be like, man, what happened to it? And so what you did in the offseason is going to generally come out. Now, look, if there's things that where contract wise, guys are going to get I call it the first right of refusal, the refusal to keep playing. I mean, and they got to, play their way out of it. I understand that, but you also have to, work while you wait and work until you get the opportunity. There's an old saying is that, you get an opportunity of a lifetime, but how long is that lifetime of that opportunity? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, and look, you generally get, depending on who you are. So like, let's take for instance, okay, let's just take Clandrier. His opportunities this year to succeed is going to be more than somebody that's coming in that hadn't done anything, but they'll get an opportunity. Now, it might not be right away because numbers might be stacked against you and you got a red shirt, but then you'll get your opportunity, and you generally get one or two in your football career. And then as you go further, it's the same thing in the NFL, right? But the guys that are drafted higher, they get more opportunities. Hence why you'll see, a guy come in as a high draft choice, not really do well, flame out, take a year or two off, being able to even get a tryout and then make a team, and then he plays a couple more years, right? We just talked about Jadeveon Clowney in Houston, to where, he went from injury plague, potentially bust, a couple good years, went to Cleveland, Dallas last year, balled out, now he's back there. Now, if he was somebody that was a 4th or 5th round pick, 6th round pick, that maybe had a couple years, you're not getting another opportunity. And that's the same thing with college. And so where star rankings, you'll get more opportunity. We've seen so many guys go in the portal that maybe didn't do well here, but were a high, star ranking or high recruit in high school, end up at two or three universities at Power 4 level versus have to go down, prove yourself, and then come back up. So, starting camp here, there's a lot of guys that are falling in that category just at University of Nebraska football team. And who takes advantage of it, both is going to help out the team and themselves.
Yeah, they're here because of pedigree. They're here because of talent in a lot of ways. There are definitely some step up guys. You think about all the quote unquote mid-major, group of 6 transfers. There are also some guys that, are at the same level. Not a whole bunch of, quote unquote step down guys, bounce back kind of candidates on Nebraska's roster. And that, to me, Jay, is where I think Nebraska has a great opportunity here in fall camp to really instill that mindset. We talked about it a little bit at Media Days on Thursday. The 3 guys Nebraska brought in Evans and Lindenmeyer and Marshall, their stories in getting to Nebraska, all guys that had to work their way to Nebraska. They didn't just land at Nebraska. They weren't, picking Nebraska out of a list of a whole bunch of suitors necessarily. Maybe Evans a little bit, some Penn State interest. But I think with all the, up transfers to Nebraska, I think there's a really good opportunity for those guys to say, hey, the hard work that it took to get to college football, to stick in college football, to make sure that opportunity didn't depreciate over the 3-4 years they've been in college, that work ethic is in me. It's who I am now at this point. The temptation to avoid is, oh, I made it because I'm at Nebraska.
Yeah, I mean,
hey, look at this facility. Hey, look at this opportunity. Oh, I'm in the Big Ten, and I know it's going to be hard, but hey, look, Ma, I made it. And I hope it's the former.
That's a great point, and I think that's probably been something that's plagued Nebraska, like all around, for quite some time. And I just view it, how do you deal with success? Because that is success, right? You go from, look, I went to, which is now a pretty prominent high school, nationally ranked, where they're well known, put out a lot of players. But back then, really wasn't. You come down to Nebraska, you got facilities, you got, the great, training table, You have the Big Red, project over there, and you could sit there and you could really, really like relax and like, and it's like I made it. Now I'm chilling. And then what you have to avoid, and what happens is that guys think that you're the only one that's been ranked that high, and since they recruited you, you have time. You have no time.
Yep.
You have zero time. Every day you have to maximize. Every day you got to strive to be the better version of yourself. And realistically, when you first get here, a lot of days you won't match up to it, but you got to continue to put in that work, because if you sit back and relax, it will come out on the field. And then the thing about this day and age of college football with the transfer portal, right? And there's no loyalty from the players to the coaches, coaches to players, university to players, players to university, none of that, right? And that's just part of where we're at. That coaches can really turn the page quickly. They can say, oh, well, you just don't have it. You're not a guy that can play at this level. So you have to make sure that you're here. You can obviously appreciate what you have. You're not entitled to anything. And, you're really depending on where you're at, a 1-year contract, maybe a 2-year contract. And then, decisions have to be made, especially with rev sharing, potentially salary cap coming up. And then maybe if they do a rookie salary cap versus veteran transfer portal salary cap as well. If you're not here to play football and you love football, you're in the wrong spot, man. That's just where it's at any level, really. You used to be able to say, oh, you go down to FCS level and kind of hide out a little bit. You can't even do that at Wayne State or Kearney with like Ryan Held. You got to be committed, man. And with fall camp coming up, commitment leads to sacrifice. And who will not sacrifice just in the 2.5 weeks in camp is not only going to affect them individually, it'll affect the team realistically. It'll affect the future as well. There's a lot of guys that go and you just wonder what happened to them. It's not a talent thing. It's generally a commitment thing. Because Jeremiah Smith, because we saw him at Big Ten. Who else would be a fit in that category in the Big Ten? I
think Jeremiah Smith is probably the most just preternaturally talented guy that could afford to coach.
He's not coasting. That's the problem. That's my point. Well, he doesn't coast.
That's what I'm saying. It's like he could afford to, but he doesn't. But
he doesn't even coast. But his natural ability is significantly better than 99% of college football right now. Everybody else fits in that 95%, 98%. There's some guys that, so if you come here and relax, you're going to get passed by.
Yeah.
So that's when you wonder what happened to him. Oh, man, he was great at so-and-so school. He came in as a 4-star recruit. What happened to him? Now, there's circumstances that happen generally around it. If you get the, injury bug or, coaching change, and if you're really, really, kind of set on a schematic type of position that you're at, and which leads you to your success. But if you get passed by, generally it's because of lack of work, and then you just are not continuing to, seek the right advice, and you're not getting better. And to be honest with you, I'm a little long with it. A lot of your development comes, it's individually. It's what you do individually. You put in the work. Because I'm going to be honest with you. I guess, maybe we just start doing a segment. I'll just keep it real, right?
Keep it real.
Keeping it real, to the most point. I wish I was on my podcast saying it because of what I'm saying. Really, to be honest with you, get to the pros. I'm just picking linebacker coaches. They don't know a damn thing. I can't speak for college because I haven't played in college. But I'm going to tell you what. In the pros, there's probably about, 32 teams? There's about at least 6 to 8 coaches and linebacker coaches that know what the hell. The rest of them don't know anything.
Okay.
They don't. They don't know how to teach the position. They don't know how to get you in and out of trouble. That's why when I watch linebackers, it's like I was blessed to have a good linebacker coach at a very early age in Tony Samuel. I was blessed to have Coach McBride. I was blessed to have Ted Cottrell and / Chuck Lester my first 3 years. Then I was blessed to have, oddly enough, Greg Williams and Jerry Gregg, the Greg Williams, right? Yeah. The Bounty Gate Greg Williams. And you know what I mean? And then I went to Houston and I had Vic Fangio, and more importantly, I had Reggie Herring, who was probably my best coach ever.
Wow.
Right? So I'm lucky. And I had Tom Olivadotti too, who coached at Miami, like the Michael Barrows and the Ray Lewis. So I was blessed that way. But to be honest, I see and know a lot of the coaches in the league, They can't coach themselves out of a wet paper bag. They don't know, and it's not even their fault because a lot of times they are a wide receiver by trade, wide receiver by coach, but then it's the friends getting them a job, and then you just okay, I need you to coach linebackers, right? So they can teach you football, right? They can teach you, hawk open 7 on a motion or a check. We'll switch to hawk open 6 or closed, eagle this, right? They can teach you that. Essentially, they can teach you a class. They can get you like they can teach you like out the book, but they can't coach. And that's that I'm telling you, man. That's part of it too. Now, because you better get in. When they say you better get in your playbook, you better get in your playbook, and you better learn how to teach yourself. You better learn how to motivate yourself. You better learn how to develop yourself. All that type of stuff if you want to play.
How big of a deal is it then to find the right mentor or helping hand at your position then?
Like I always talk about Troy Dumas and Clint Brown. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have made it. Maybe I would have, but I wouldn't. I'll say this. I wouldn't have started as a freshman, redshirt freshman, if I didn't have, obviously, Coach Samuel, but more importantly, Troy Dumas and Clint Brown. I wouldn't have. So who knows if I didn't start as a redshirt freshman and kind of learned and then got better and better, and then obviously, was able to parlay that into being good in college and then obviously being able to be good enough in the pros to do some good things. Who knows? So I think it's very important. I would tell every freshman, find somebody that does it right, follow them, ask questions, replicate it your own way.
That's, I'm sure, difficult for a freshman to come in and have to teach themselves a position. And so the only way, if you're not going to, or a rookie, right, in this case in the NFL, if you're not going to be getting as much help as you need from a coach, you got to have a vet.
Yeah, and you got to have a good like assistant linebacker coaches, and then like GAs and all that. You got to have all that too.
And only so much of that is up to you.
It's 90% of it is up to you.
I'm saying who your situation.
Oh yeah,
is not so much up to you, but what you do with it.
What you do with it, because you look, I've had bad coaches, or not one. I mean, I shouldn't say bad coaches, but I've had coaches that really, didn't know much, so then I had to lean on it. I mean, I remember I had a guy named Miles Aldridge, and I'm not saying he's a bad coach. He came from college. He was a D coordinator. Now, eventually, like I got to his style, I figured it out. But in the meantime, I was blessed enough to call Coach McBride literally during training camp.
Wow.
And was like, hey, man, like this is what, not like backdooring him, but I was trying to make it work so I could play good for him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I could tell. Now, at this time, I'm a veteran. I could tell he was spinning his wheels. So now, as coming in as a freshman, where you just kind of walk out on the field in high school and you're just better than everybody, man, if you're tired during 2 days and you think you're gonna catch your little cat nap because you probably they're not watching you, and to be frank, maybe during 2 days they're not watching everybody's reps. So you really, if you're not, you're not in or not, because say you have a linebacker meeting, it's only 20 minutes. You're not going to get through 200 plays or 100 plays. You could lose your place on the team in 2 weeks. I've seen it happen. And then you're just kind of always fighting an uphill battle, let alone if you can't keep your emotions in check, and then then they tab you as, you got a bad attitude or lazy or all that type of stuff. A lot of times, like, people try to label people as lazy. I think a lot of times the coaches are lazy. They don't know how to coach them. And a lot of times the guys that are kind of, when it's purposefully lazy versus I'm trying to figure it out. You should know that. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And because guys have questions. So if you got a lot of questions, you're kind of like moving, but you're not running. You're not really letting it go.
Step slow, not the intention.
Right. I've been there, running over there. I remember a time of being in like my first mini camp and actually when I was in college, run into a play, think I'm running fast, but I'm thinking about, did I take my right steps? I mean, so I guarantee I wasn't probably running as fast as I should have or what it could have. But then once you kind of get it going and I figured out, then you're a runaway freight train.
If your car's trying to run away from you and you want to get that fixed, go to Graham Tire Company. They're celebrating 75 years of serving the Midwest. More than just tires, they do all kinds of car and light truck repairs too. From brakes to oil changes, trust Graham Tire for service you can count on. It's Graham Tire, getting you to the places that matter most. 402-464-5685. You want to be a part of the show on our Sartor Heyman Jewelers text line. We'll get you guys here coming up pretty soon. Plenty more, though, from fall camp beginning today for Nebraska NFL training camps underway as well. It's Old School at the new time. We're with you 9 to noon. Come back with us.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they're committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perchmerch.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
We all like to save money, and we all like to save time. So why not save money and time on your auto insurance? At Battle Creek Insurance, we offer a way to do both. Enroll in our EFT payment option and save 5% on your auto insurance premium. EFT makes bill paying easy, convenient, and there's no worry of late payments. Visit battlecreekins.com today to contact your local Battle Creek independent agent. Start saving. Battle Creek Insurance. Better together.
At Anderson Ford, we offer a 5-day return-to-work exchange policy, so you can make sure the vehicle you choose is the best vehicle for you. No pressure. Right now, lease a 2026 Ford F-150 for $195 per month for 36 months. Experience better at Anderson Ford. Stock number 1009974. $195 per month lease for 36 months with approved credit. 7,500 miles per year. 10,000 due at signing. No security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 8/31/26.
You plan everything. The schedules, the meals, the activities. But at the Nebraska State Fair, you don't have to plan a thing. Baby animals, fair food, rides, free entertainment, and 11 days of memories your kids will never forget. You just have to show up. It all happens here at the Nebraska State Fair, August 28th through September 7th in Grand Island. Visit statefair.org.
When something breaks, you want someone you can trust to fix it right. Empire Repair is now open in Waverly and ready to serve our community with reliable auto repair and maintenance. From routine service to bigger repairs, our team is here to keep you on the road. Stop by Empire Repair in Waverly or call 402-786-2224 to schedule your service today. Empire Repair, proud to serve Waverly.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left it once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
Is there anything worse than paying for something that's done half-assed? You buy something, you want it to work, especially when it comes to your internet. When you're trying to stream a movie, work from home, or shop online, half-assed internet doesn't get it done. At Allo Fiber, we don't do anything half-assed. We offer 100% real fiber and real human support that serves the community from the community. So while others may say they have fiber, in the end, there's half-fast fiber, and then there's Allo Fiber. Allo Fiber, internet built for you.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
When something breaks, you want someone you can trust to fix it right. Empire Repair is now open in Waverly and ready to serve our community with reliable auto repair and maintenance. From routine service to bigger repairs, our team is here to keep you on the road. Stop by Empire Repair in Waverly or call 402-786-2224 to schedule your service today. Empire Repair, proud to serve Waverly.
For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in. It is Old School. Big thanks again to the folks at Graham Tire for making the show possible. 4 Lincoln locations. I'm going to have to stop into Graham Tire again pretty soon. My check engine light came on, so I'm not well-versed in that stuff, but the good folks at Graham Tire are. Jay Foreman's well-versed in fall camp and all things football and much more. Jay, you mentioned the most of the work being done individually, for yourself as a player. Now that we're in fall camp as a player, how much of fall camp is me versus you for this opportunity to play? How much of it is me versus you as in the opponent because they're wearing a different color?
I think it's 100% on both. I mean, I look at it like if I'm competing with a guy. Well, I always felt like if I went into a competition and everything was fair, I was going to win. Mm-hmm. I just knew the game better. I was going to outwork them, right? I just had that much confidence in myself. And I will say this, you're not born with that though. I think you have to go through something to then be okay with it. Welcome the competition. Mm. Most of these kids run from it, right? They call it adversity. It's just actually competition. The toughest competition is you versus you. So realistically, I think you can compete. I feel like I'm better than you. I'm going to show I'm better than you, but I still want you to be successful. The reason why I want it like that, when I'm out on that field, I don't want you over here saying I'm better than him. I want to say, okay, I know he's a dude. I'm going to get as good as him. You know what I mean? That's number one. I want the mental victory first. Mm-hmm. But we're still in partnership together. So, but I feel like this, and I've talked to a couple of players, at Big Ten. I said, listen, man, when you're in training camp mode right now, sure, you're competing for your spot. That's just you're competing for your spot every day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like every day you should never feel easy. Like you should feel uneasy because you want, you know what I mean? Yeah. So that should always just be a known. So that's just like a fact. But your opponent right now is the offense. Your opponent right now is every single offensive lineman. Your opponent right now is the tight ends, the running backs. How do you, I guess, keep your competitive juices, fresh or level high? Well, if you're not having, I guess, a scouting report or playbook on every person that you go against, even in 2-a-days, then you're wasting time, dude. You're wasting. You're just going through the motions. You're not even studying. I mean, what I mean by that is you're not even preparing the right way. You're not studying tape the right way. You definitely aren't maximizing your opportunity. And I'd be willing to bet that you're probably not doing anything extra in the weight room or in the film room. Why is that important? Because if I am not looking at a game plan, let's just say this. Justin Evans is the center. So how I attack Justin Evans and study him versus Peters, who's the backup with maybe a different body type, is different. So like Teddy Prohaska, where I always say, like, man, that dude got to college at 6'8", he left at 6'11". So how I'm going to talk or think about attacking him and reading him when he's in the game or in practice versus, I guess, Pritchett, just because Pritchett's 6'6", or another tackle or something like that. Petula or whatever is it, not everybody's the same. Their body types aren't the same. No. The way that they could maybe tip a run pass isn't the same. And it's not, then take it a quarterback. What's his cadence? What's all that? What's the running back? How does he set up his blocks? Because if you're not creating these habits, and if you haven't been doing that really all off season, but more importantly throughout camp, to give yourself an advantage to play better, because if you play better in camp, that means you're going to win a spot. You win a spot, you play better, the team's going to play better. Mm-hmm. What are you going to do here in a month? You think you're just going to just automatically turn? It takes time. It takes like sacrifice. It takes effort. That's not what they're teaching you when you're in linebacker meetings. Don't have a notebook and have it like only 6 pages of the tips that in linebacker case, like Rob, the Dvorak is saying, hey, we just put in a new alert on this time or this, and this. If that's all you're doing and you're not having your own kind of deal, and sure, a lot of these kids might not, like, granted, I played 9 years in the league and all this. I learned that, but how I end up starting as a redshirt freshman was that I was able to overcome like physical development, like issues, like where I had to gain, so I was able to be places before the play started. But if you're in 2 days, that's your competition.
That's just a fascinating thought because I wouldn't have thought about practicing taking notes or practicing taking film. It's okay. Well, I'm going to save these pages for my opponents, right? Because those are the games that really matter. But how are you going to get good at noticing that stuff from your opponents? How are you going to get good at problem solving? How are you going to get good at picking up tells if you're not watching your practice film? If you're not trying to take notes on your guys, right? Because for my example, I played basketball with the same dudes for 9 years. I knew what their moves were.
Right.
But I wouldn't have thought to write it down.
Right.
I only play this opponent once a year. So do I really need to? Well, yeah, because that game's got to be the most important thing that week. So I love that mindset.
What's funny is really realistically, you might play against the guy in practice, and you playing against him next year on the field.
True.
I mean, was it Grant? Was it Grant Snortigan or whatever? Segrin is at Northwestern.
Yeah,
starting. So you gonna go in there raw dogging against him? Or what you gonna just say? Oh, he's at Northwestern. Well, then here he comes and he's knocking your block off.
Guess what? Northwestern's had 2 first-round NFL draft tackles the last 5 years.
But then he's coming to knock your block off.
Right.
That's not the same guy that was here 2 years ago.
No.
You got to expect the best.
Well, it's not the same guy, but he might have some of the same tells. You don't know you're tipping pitches until someone.
If you don't have it, then you're literally playing catch up, right? And so, I just think that's a way to go about it and a way to try to like make a name for yourself. Special teams, all that type of stuff. You need your notes. I was just like I think a week or so ago in the garage. I have like all these like VHSs and stuff. My dad used to record all the games.
Oh, I know VHSs. I'm old enough to know that.
Okay,
I watched.
I was just making sure. I didn't know if you was like in the DVD.
Well, I mean, I grew up in the DVD Blu-ray era, but as a kid, like early elementary school, I still had VHS. I had to do the rewind and everything.
So my games are on VHS. They probably don't work anymore. I need to get them converted. But also in there, when I used to go to my off-season home in Minnesota, I would bring back all my notes. And I kept them all. I mean, you're talking about notepads of tips, guys' tendencies. And so like when you're playing against them, you go back to it. And because, guys were moving more freely in the NFL than in college, but right now you're doing it. You might be going against a guy that, might play right guard, and then something might happen. He might go to right, left guard or left tackle or something like that. You want to have, a game plan to attack them. You want to know, what formations and all that. You the more information that you can process will allow you to play freer. You play freer, you communicate faster, you're a better player. If you're not trying to study tendencies, not guess, study tendencies by formations or how you formulate the formations, because, okay, so for instance, like when people come out at 11 personnel, right, and they go 3 by 1. To me, based on the split of number 2, is no different than 12 personnel, whether he's in a like bunch formation or slightly outside the tight end. It's the same route concept, right? It can be. And then if you reduce the formation by the split of number 1, that's just essentially an extended bunch formation. That's how I used to process it. So then I'm looking at route combinations, concepts, so I'm not out there and confused based on a pipsqueak receiver being in there and going in motion everywhere. And then you have another like Bonner or Carter Nelson in there that might have the same athletic ability, but then their route tree might be a little bit different, but the concepts are the same. And so if those are the things you have to constantly do. That's why I always say in training camp or in football season, there is no fun. There is none. Mm-hmm. If you think you're gonna, I mean, this work-life balance or football life balance, that's out the window, bro.
The balance is 100% football.
If you're trying to get to where you guys say you want to be, and it's got to be the whole team. It can't be just Austin doing it. Oh, Jay's doing it over here. Guys sprinkle in, and it's circumstantial. Like you think you're going to do it when we play Indiana and all that. It's a grind.
Well, if that's how you're going to set it up, we'll just do it when we get to Indiana. You might get lucky, but that's not going to prove anything.
You're not going to win anything. Sure. And winning is winning big.
Mm-hmm.
And consistently.
Week in, week out.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you might do all that and lose, but you never will walk away from a game thinking I didn't empty the tank. Mm. That's the difference. And so those habits are about to be on display, whenever they start practicing in camp.
Today.
And I know, listen, the sphincter muscles are a little tight. I mean, just because.
Puckered up.
Yeah. Okay, I'll tell you one more thing. You want to know the most disheartening thing that some guys are going to realize come first practice? I don't know when the first practice is. You want to know what
I assume it's this afternoon, right?
Well, it's 30 days before the first game.
Okay, so we got to wait a couple days.
Yeah. You want to know some disheartening thing for some of these guys coming here very soon? Let's just say 48 hours. First team defense. And you run out there and you ain't.
No, the other one.
No. You next. No. You have
hey, no cutting. No cutting in line.
Oh, yeah. That's the reality. First team. And then guys start buckling up and you over there watching. That's a harsh reality.
They buckle up their pads. You got to buckle the seatbelt. You got to wait in line, Junior.
Oh, yeah. And then when they put up the depth chart and they just go over the first three and you have 4 or 5. Oh, yeah. That's
Coach, I don't see my name up here.
Oh, your name up there. They just ain't mentioning your name. That's disheartening. In 48 hours or in 2 days, there's going to be some guys with the harsh reality of what's called football. There ain't nothing like it, man.
It can be disheartening. How do you respond, though? You loosen up, you tighten up even further.
First team. I ain't never seen it, man. I see some dudes run out there like they were going out there because they were getting reps in spring. Mm-hmm. Oh, no. Come back here, player. Come back over here.
Next.
Yeah. And then you 2 or 3 slots down, then it was like, yeah, it's tough. It's tough work.
That internal monologue, I'm sure, is quite the place to be.
Yeah, that's when if I had that car packed up, if I had my car down here, my dad knows I would have probably been back at the crib. I'm back.
But that never happened to you. You were always out there with the first team defense.
Not in that first spring. I was 17. I was way down there.
The worst part about that is that's an odd number.
I was wearing number 7. Everybody thought I was Reggie Ball. It helped everywhere besides the field. I was Reggie Ball my freshman year. Got him in a lot of trouble.
Man.
My bad, Reggie.
I sense like 3% contrition.
Yeah, I didn't care.
Yeah.
I wasn't playing.
Right?
Yeah.
Why'd you have to
Everybody's
care?
like, man, that was a great catch. Yeah, I know. I'm playing defense.
You want to see more? We'll be back to wrap up Power 1 right after this.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Iconic summer moments deserve an iconic drink. Reach for Mountain Dew, an American original. From its beginnings in the foothills of Tennessee to your biggest summer yet. The refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew is the perfect companion to your American summer adventures. Enjoy the refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew. Tasting great since 48. Look for Mountain Dew in stores near you at mountaindew.com. That's mountaindew.com.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built upon hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with room for advancement.
93.7 The Ticket is Lincoln's home for Kansas City Royals baseball in 2026. Catch all the action as Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and a pitching rotation led by Cole Reagans try to lead the Royals back to the postseason. That's Kansas City Royals baseball all summer long. On the air in Lincoln at 93.7 The Ticket.
At Schwezo Construction, safety isn't just a policy, it's a promise. Build with us. Work safe, go home proud. We're hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work and a team that has your back, on and off the job site. If you're ready to be part of a company where your safety and success come first, visit Schwezo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com and apply today. Schwezo Construction, 40 years strong and still building the future.
When something breaks, you want someone you can trust to fix it right. Empire Repair is now open in Waverly and ready to serve our community with reliable auto repair and maintenance. From routine service to bigger repairs, our team is here to keep you on the road. Stop by Empire Repair in Waverly or call 402-786-2224 to schedule your service today. Empire Repair, proud to serve Waverly.
Hey, this is Jay Foreman, the host of Old School, 3 to 6 p.m. here at 93.7 The Ticket. And one of my favorite things to do is come down and meet all the fans before and after as they cheer on our beloved Huskers.
This message is brought to you by the Downtown Lincoln Association and 93.7 The Ticket.
Bagels and Joe is the best place to start off your mornings this summer, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. This summer's cream cheese flavor is pickle. Pair it with a blueberry cobbler iced latte, and don't forget their Berry Breeze dirty soda. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels and Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
Hey, Jake, you know what I love almost as much as the Big Red?
Big scores on the field?
Good guess, but nope.
Big spikes on the court?
Love those too, but I'm thinking food. Like those big, budget-friendly portions you find at Buzzard Billy's.
Now you're talking. I love Buzzard Billy's. I love the shrimp po' boys and the blackened chicken.
You almost always find me enjoying gumbo.
Big plays, big scores, big wins, Big Red. Yep, love them all, especially
those big portions that are budget-friendly. Only at Buzzard Billy's, A-Market.
This summer, Salt Dogs fans are making history at Haymarket Park. We're celebrating 25 seasons of grit, grins, heart, and hometown pride. Lincoln, you built this stadium. You named this team. And season after season, it's you, the fans, that keep us coming back for more. So let our thank you be our promise. The best is yet to come. Your local tradition plays on. Get your tickets at saltdogs.com.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wrapping up hour 1 of Old School. Still feels weird, but we'll get used to it. 402-464-5685 if you want to be a part of the show. We'll, of course, bring you some big storylines, key players, all sorts of stuff for Nebraska football in fall camp here throughout the course of the week. 402-464-5685 if you want to be a part of the show. A few things to get to here from our text line, Jay. 5317 says, with Fan Day coming up at Nebraska, which position group would you get in line for first?
Fan Day.
What's the best group on the team? Where's the most high-value intergroup?
O-line, probably. I would probably do that. I mean, those are guys that, they invest a lot of money. They're not the most popular. DBs are always a good, like DBs and receivers are always good with fans. I'll see them do that. Then of course the quarterbacks, but O-line. I'm gonna tell you what. Those are my three.
Mm-hmm.
But other texter, $72.99.
Yeah, we're getting to that one.
You're a pain freak.
Masochist.
Yeah, he sent a text that I forced myself to watch the first half of NU versus Arizona State last night. Man.
You probably burned that VHS, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, was it 3 safeties we had?
That's more safeties than most teams have in a decade.
Well, that was the launching pad for Derek Rogers. Dude went from the band to defensive end to end up. I played against him in the NFL. He was a linebacker, but played against him on special teams a while for the Dolphins, for Jake Sorensen's Miami Dolphins. Yeah, Jake Plummer.
Yeah,
who Jake Sorensen?
Jake the Snake.
Yeah, Jake Sorensen made him feel uncomfortable as well.
Hey, you're Jake Plummer.
Yeah. You're Jake Plummer? Yeah, I think I am. Yeah, he did offer us some mushrooms though.
Which Jake do you think ate more high quality food that night?
Oh, Jake Sorensen. He had a great week. He had a great week down there in Las Vegas. But yeah, that was a I think we beat them 77 something the year before. And they had a great game plan. They just beat us that night. It was hot, man. Boy, it was hot.
Down in Tempe.
Yeah. They scored that first touchdown, then we kind of held them in check, and we just could not move the ball at all.
Now the defense's fault.
We didn't score at all. Were you alive then?
I was not alive then.
Yeah.
Nope.
They had this safety named Mitchell Fright Night Freeman.
Ooh, that's a fun nickname.
He hit somebody on our team. He looked like he was dead. I remember we got on the bus. Coach Osborne was like, "Hey, are you all right? That was a big hit." He was all right, but yeah, he hit him. Yeah, he was a hitter.
And I'm going to assume the teammates did not ask as respectfully as Coach Osborne did, if he was all right.
No, we were worried about him. He bounced back. Then we had a chance to go 3 in a row. We just dookie down our leg in St. Louis.
3 out of 4 ain't bad.
4 out of 4 would have been spectacular.
Even better.
Yeah.
Eric, no, I do not know what VHS stands for, but I do know how the machine works.
Yeah,
do you know what VHS stands
I do not. What does it mean? What does it stand for, Eric?
Hey, Eric, let us know. I'm going to see if I can look this up before Eric texts it in. What does VHS Video home system.
Yeah.
Catch up, Eric. Faster typer than you are.
Yeah, man. So, Fan Day is a big deal. I think generally Nebraska always left Big Ten Media Days and headed right to Fan Day. Remember, I think one year Frost did and stuff like that. They got a little time. They had a little time on the weekend off to get their mind right.
A weekend off, and then got to start fall camp this week. So
I know. We got to check the temperature because usually that first practice, they probably don't wear pads. See, Coach Osborne, Coach Osborne is one of the greatest humans out there. He was diabolical, though. He's diabolical with it.
Like you said, men of faith and dog.
He was diabolical in the competition, though. First practice, 7 a.m., full pads. Let's get after it. Long as all get out.
But at least he was walking his laps afterwards. So he's in it with you, right?
He was running.
Okay, Coach.
Coach Osborne ran always. Yeah, he got us running in. So yeah, there wasn't a day. If there was never a day that we didn't wear a full or half pad. So if we went full pads in the morning, half pads in the evening, and then if we had one practice, because I think they might have changed it, that bad boy was going to be long and it was going to be full pads.
On and cracking.
Always.
On and popping.
Always. Always. And the worst is if the offense wasn't doing well, start the period over or start practice over.
Ooh.
So we've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we weren't perfect. There was times that we had to start practice over or like a period over. Yeah. But that's just part of it.
Welcome to football season.
Yeah, but we were hitting though.
Yeah. Actually hitting?
Oh yeah.
Not just thudding?
Oh yeah. I remember he was he tested my gangster like when I was in 2 days. Oh yeah. They ran like a little a trap play or something. I had to come in and take on a guard. Did it, I won the first time. He got mad, did it again. He's like, run it again. 3 times in a row. And he's just sitting there watching. That I know he was evaluating. So that by the 3rd time, you look at him, as the guy, because everybody knows you're going to do it. He's like, all right, I ain't backing down. You ain't backing down. I'll see you in a couple seconds. Yeah.
And here you are better for it.
Yeah, Matt Hoskinson. I always say this. I kicked his butt so much him and Tim Carpenter, that was the leapfrog me in the start, and that was it.
Thanks to Matt and Tim.
Nah, they two my best friends. Yeah.
We'll go to break. Hour 2 of Old School, 10 o'clock hour comes your way next.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
For all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they're committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perchmerch.com.
Looking for a fun way to give back? Join us for the 2026 Kicks for Kids Nebraska Fun Run Walk, presented by Pinnacle Bank, on Saturday, August 22nd at James Arthur Vineyard. Enjoy a scenic 5K through beautiful grounds. Every step helps provide shoes to kids in Lincoln and Lancaster County schools, with options for adults, wine included, and kids. Registration fees include a t-shirt, medal, and bag. Sign up today and make a difference at kicksforkidsnebraska.org.
Hey, this is Jay Foreman, the host of Old School, 3 to 6 p.m. here at 93.7 The Ticket. And one of my favorite things to do is come down and meet all the fans before and after as they cheer on our beloved Huskers.
This message is brought to you by the Downtown Lincoln Association and 93.7 The Ticket.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built upon hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with room for advancement.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at gainatrucking.com.
You plan everything. The schedules, the meals, the activities. But at the Nebraska State Fair, you don't have to plan a thing. Baby animals, fair food, rides, free entertainment, and 11 days of memories your kids will never forget. You just have to show up. It all happens here at the Nebraska State Fair, August 28th through September 7th in Grand Island. Visit statefair.org.
Iconic summer moments deserve an iconic drink. Reach for Mountain Dew, an American original. From its beginnings in the foothills of Tennessee to your biggest summer yet. The refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew is the perfect companion to your American summer adventures. Enjoy the refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew. Tasting great since '48. Look for Mountain Dew in stores near you at mountaindew.com. That's mountaindew.com.
At Schwezo Construction, safety isn't just a policy, it's a promise. Build with us. Work safe, go home proud. We're hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work and a team that has your back, on and off the job site. If you're ready to be part of a company where your safety and success come first, visit Schwezo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com and apply today. Schwezo Construction, 40 years strong and still building the future.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. Coming at you live from the heart of downtown Lincoln. This is Old School with Foreman and Orman. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman
Here's Coy Detmer dropping straight back in the pocket. Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score. Foreman got it, and it's touchdown Huskers.
Black Shirts answer the call one more time.
And Austin Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman is sponsored by Graham Tire Company of Lincoln. Your tire store next door with 4 Lincoln locations. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
That's right. Welcome in hour 2 of Old School up and running for you, taking you from brunch to lunch, I think is what we can officially say. We're doing Old School now with you 9 to noon here Monday through Friday. I'm Austin. He is Jay. Big thanks to Graham Tire Company for their sponsorship of the show. Check them out with the 4 Lincoln locations. Everything from tires, brakes, oil changes, car, light truck repairs. They will get your car running right. 402-464-5685 if you want to be a part of the show. Jay, who ran right? Who ran wrong? Big Ten Media Days last week.
I think unlike the one year we had Deshaun Foster, I don't think there was a complete loser. And I don't even want to I know Deshaun. I don't want to say he's a loser, but he just did not.
The moment was
definitely too big for him. But I think some of the winners, oddly enough, and you can comment on this because obviously we had a ton of travel issues. But I did go back and listen to Lincoln Riley, and I got to speak to Jaden Maeva just a little bit and see him. They were one of the winners because I think Lincoln Riley finally gets it. I think he's probably been humbled a little bit, lack of success, based on what the expectations were.
What did he say that made you think that he gets it now?
Well, number one, he didn't try as hard. If you go back to last year and the year before, especially because we were leaving Indy. Remember, we had left and he went in Indy.
Yeah.
And then last year, it was boisterous. It was like, we are the team in the Big Ten. No, you're not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was this time. He didn't really try that hard. He's kind of feels like more comfortable. So in that case, I think he won because he's actually being him. I think he actually feels comfortable with his quarterback. Now. And it's kind of that quiet confidence. Now, I don't think it's going to really change on the field, but I'm saying just for the Big Ten winner and loser, he's one of them. They are one of them because I think, and I don't know if he knows, all right, I got about 1 or 2 more years or else they're probably going to get me up out of here. Or that he feels like, he's seen some things through his team, how they, played at times and towards the end of last year and spring and moving forward. He just seems more comfortable. Versus, I felt like last year was more forced. I felt like Indy was trying to force confidence. I think last year was kind of push back Lincoln Riley. This one seems like a more kind of middle of the road. I'm the head coach at USC. I know I got to do better. I think we'll be better, but we got to go prove it.
USC is so fascinating to me in terms of winners and losers because I like what you said about Lincoln Riley. I wonder if it's a winner or a loser thing in USC fans' minds that they're not really talked about in that top tier of the Big Ten, right? I think there's some level of confidence and swagger that needs to come with that program and the history that it has, but also they've gone through the learning curve, might still be going through the learning curve in the Big Ten, as I'm sure, a bunch of programs are, with it being a coast-to-coast league and whatnot. But I think on the one hand, USC is a winner because they got a lot of attention in terms of, hey, this is maybe the next team up, right? Yeah, we've seen the Oregon thing. We've seen the Ohio State thing. Indiana's obviously being Indiana. But if you think of teams in that top of the middle tier that you would expect between year one, Kyle Whittingham in Michigan, between wash, rinse, repeat, Iowa, between Illinois really never taken that step in USC, you have the most confidence in USC to take that next step, to break into the upper echelon, to make the playoff for the first time. I mean, USC's not ever been a playoff team. Jay, think about that. Lincoln Riley's been a 14 playoff coach.
Yeah.
But USC's never been a playoff team.
Right.
So it feels like it's time. Yeah. And I think there's a lot of positive momentum building for that. But if they have another 9-3, another 8-4, that's where this hype is actually believable for USC this time. It wasn't just hope. It wasn't just projection. If they don't deliver this year, it might be if not now when.
Yeah, it's like, will it ever happen? And was it a wasted, tenure? You're not much better than your predecessors. Then it becomes what's our return on investment. But I think it was positive for them just because it felt like even the way, because as I was walking in, it just felt like he was more comfortable in his skin. Now, because I considered the last 2 years a loss.
Sure.
Right? Popping off, trying to tell people you're good. You weren't that good. Then you had a little bit of, vinegar in your system where you're definitely pushing back, right? Very short with a lot of people too.
Yeah.
And this year felt like
kicking people out of practice,
Right.
hey, you can't be here, even though it's supposed to be open.
Right. So I think, seems like he won it. And I think it kind of came out at Big Ten Media Day. And I think Jaden Maeva did as well, because one of the things that, I think he needed to improve on when he first came from UNLV, he had to obviously earn his spot. He obviously struggled against Nebraska, but played well at times, obviously throughout the year, played more consistent, definitely towards the end. But then they felt like he must have took a big jump leadership-wise. Anytime you have your head coach that I guess looks like, act or talking like more of a leader, and your quarterback doing so, I feel like it's a win for your team. You know what I mean? Wasn't any crazy quotes or anything like that.
But you can say the same for Oregon, head
I was
coach,
gonna say that,
quarterback,
yeah.
not a bunch of crazy quotes out of that program.
And the sacrifice Dante Moore made, whether he wants it or not, and it's an easy sacrifice to make him if he's making $6 to $8 million to come back, and you're willing to bet on yourself. You're going to have a great team. You have great receivers. You'll play well. You're going to probably go first round. You're just hoping you're not round 2 at the Jets,
right?
And then you get the head coach. I think like Dan Lanning. I think they're in the best position in the Big Ten of the Big Three.
Okay.
Under the radar, people they're all, what are they talking about? Ryan Day, right? Who obviously was a winner. And then Kirk Cignetti in Indiana, national champion. And then obviously another Final Four team. So in Ohio State, whereas like Oregon, they've taken big steps the last 2 years. Now they had egg on their face when Ohio State embarrassed them. Came back this next year and played well. Lost a lot of guys. But Dan Lanning's message has been about improvement and not just replacement for his 2 coordinators that went on. And then obviously they were leaning heavily on Dante Moore. And so I think for him, they were winners as well, which is easy to do at Oregon. But I think one of the bigger winners for the Big Ten and for Indiana was Kirk Cignetti.
Okay.
Because ever since he won a national championship, he actually dove back into what he was actually his method of the madness in year 1. Then he backed it up with his actions. So the national championship hasn't changed who he is. It actually showed you more who he is. He started in the offseason, kicked Marsh out of practice with the gold shoes.
Yeah.
He said, listen, I just popped off on year 1 to get your attention, everybody else's attention, our fans' attention, and kept it going because I wanted people to have eyes on Indiana. And then what we did at Indiana was do the right things. And it was built on physical toughness and all that other stuff. But I think his biggest role was, and he fits and he's welcomed this, probably because of his age, obviously, 60-some years old, is that he has taken on the role of throwing little, body blows or shots at the SEC for the Big Ten. 1, he has the credibility. Just ran through everybody undefeated, 16-0. 2, he has the personality. 3, people listen to him. 4, the Big Ten needs it.
Yeah.
And right. So I think he won there.
Well, the Big Ten started with Bielema saying the SEC stuck in 2005.
Right.
They end with Cignetti saying, when things don't go our way, we don't whine, we don't cry.
We're the Midwest and we're tough and all that other stuff. Right. So he embodied the Big Ten, and he was able to do it. And really, when you have the top end of Cignetti, I won't even call Bielema the back end.
Upper middle class of the Big Ten.
I feel like it's good for him. That Bielema, they both have quirky personalities. So I think that, both of them win.
I think the biggest takeaway I have from the Big Ten is that they said what they needed to say, but they didn't necessarily make the big waves, right? There's always going to be some sniping back and forth, like we were just talking about there. But Tony Petitti didn't get up there and do anything crazy, didn't say anything crazy. He mentioned they backed off the automatic qualifiers for the 2014 playoff because he was the one that was really pushing for, hey, if we're going to 24, we need to make sure there's 5 Big Ten teams here. He had backed off that. I think the Big Ten made headlines because of the football, right? Because of their place in the world. But like you said, there's no Deshaun Foster. There's nothing, hey, we can fact check this. You're clearly wrong. Why do you think you're saying that? I thought it was a very buttoned up, business-like Big Ten Media Days. which I think is good for the Big Ten.
Yeah.
You know, I think that right now, being at the top of the sport with the 3 consecutive national championships, the temptation would be, hey, let's say something crazy. Hey, let's really talk our talk. But I think there's an argument for the Big Ten that it can stay with its roots, right? It can stay buttoned up. It can stay, you know, in that Great Lakes kind of Great Plains, Midwest-ish kind of region. Say, we're not, you know, glitz and glam. Yeah, we have some glitz and glam programs out on the West Coast, but even they've toughened up, right?
Yeah.
I think the Big Ten ethos, the core of the Big Ten, is really starting to show through across the conference.
Yeah, and that's it. Look, you've had 3 national champions in a row. You don't have to pop off. Where you look at the SEC media days, the new guys popped off the most.
Yeah.
They ain't even been there. Like you don't even have any tread in this league and you popping up, right? So it was kind of like you're trying too hard. When I mentioned Lincoln Riley was trying too hard in my opinion, right?
Sure.
And that doesn't mean anything to him, right? But I'm just saying, if you know, my opinion is they were trying a little bit too hard, and this is where I wouldn't say it breeds full desperation, but it does stink of desperation. Look at us, say wild stuff, you know, throw out there that we'll go off on our own. It's always like, you know, somebody sometimes, obviously, you know, sometimes somebody will say something just to get a reaction. That's what they're doing. The Big Ten's not reaction. They just line up and go kick your butt.
Yeah.
The only thing that probably I think was a little bit off, and I know Coach Jed Fish a little bit, obviously better than everybody, better than anybody else, excuse me, is that when he talked about how much, they asked him how much money that was out there that he spent on the roster to retain the roster because it returned a lot. And he was like, no, this team was not bought but not built. People took that as if they weren't spending money. Probably a little bit of truth in both there.
So what's the difference between bought versus built as you see it? Or as you think
bought
Jed
is you went out and paid for 30-some guys. Whereas, like, say you went out and got 10 guys a la carte, I like to call it. I need a guy this, and this, versus foundation is there, built within them. And then everybody has to has to come in and, you know, get accustomed to your way versus coming in and it's just like a free-for-all. So you know, that's what I think it means.
Bought versus built to me is purpose. Why did we get this guy? Why did we get that guy? Because there are going to be some guys in every class that, okay, we like them, but we also just have a hole in the roster. We just need to go get them. To me, bought would be, hey, we have all this money. Let's just go get all these big names and we'll piece it together later.
It's the Florida State of a couple years ago.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. And then you end up having and that means you bring in all those guys, you know, the great portal class, which is, you know, it's always a crapshoot where you don't have any leadership, right? You don't have any foundation. And then as soon as you face adversity, it's just, you know, it just cracks and crumbles. And so that's probably what he meant, but that's probably not what people took from it. But, you know, everybody expects every team to go out there and spend a ton of money, which you have to participate in the, you know, transfer portal, NIL, or whatever you want to call it, let's just pay for play. Let's stop, you know, playing games. But I also think if you're strategic and smart about it, you don't have to overextend yourself. You don't have to sit there and I think sometimes schools, decision makers spend money on players in positions just to say they did it and just because they think in their mind they have to. Right?
Yeah. Everyone else is doing it. So.
Right. And, you know, if you're never overpay for the 6th rated person at their unless it's a great transfer portal class. Most likely not going to happen because if they're that good, the school's going to find a way to keep them around or they're not going to get up to you. So why overextend yourself at a position or a player just to make sure it looks like you're actually active in the portal? Sometimes you don't have to be active. Sometimes you got to be
progress, all that.
Sometimes you just got to be strategic. Now it's all based on where you're at now. Right. And so when you look at Colorado a few years ago, that roster needed to be turned over. You had to go and, you know, buy that type of team. Obviously, it worked out for a couple of years because they had no foundation of anything positive there. Now, I look at it like if I took over a school like Colorado, sure, I'm going to probably bring the players that I know, right, that I brought with me. But I'm also going to try to see what's in that locker room because I've had a hard time believing. And maybe in college football, it's probably could be more true. But I always think about the Cleveland Browns, and I always think about the Cardinals. I always think about teams like that as far as in the NFL. I have a hard time believing when guys go there that you have to fire everybody and cut all the players. They're professional athletes at that level.
Yeah.
I would like to think that I or we, my strength staffs, could find a way to develop some of those guys that maybe didn't have a chance to develop there. You got to think Mel Tucker was there for like a year and a half, dipped out late.
Yeah.
Right?
Late.
Dipped out late.
Mm-hmm.
So that next year was nothing for those players.
Mm-hmm.
You get a coach late, your head coach that you were there, it's a totally different regime. Mm-hmm. And then here comes Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
So I would like to think how they act and perform on a day-to-day basis really isn't their fault. Because they don't, imagine being a freshman, you get recruited by Mel Tucker, you're there, he's gone by the time the season kicks off.
Yes, I'll say this to some stuff you said too, though. If it's in you, you'll find a way to act right. If you latch on to a veteran. So
right.
it's completely natural, normal human to say,
right.
Hey, this is a tough situation. It's a weird situation. I'm new here. The odds are completely skewed to what you're talking about. But that's how you know if you recruit a special class, you have the special players. Yeah, and maybe it's not ideal. And who knows what they could have been with a normal offseason or season. But if it's in you, right?
Yeah, you'll play well. But when you're thinking about, when I look at those players in the roster, if they're younger players or developing players, it stunts their growth. So if they have not developed to the level that maybe I'm coming there and thinking that they should be at, I would have to evaluate that player and that person more deeply, just because you might be missing out on a really good player or a person that you can develop to be a stalwart. I mean, you got to give, Coach Rule credit. He came in, and, whether it's Mekhi Bear, I'd always talk about that, because the guy, he had to change his body. Yeah. He came in, what was kind of like in a multiple positions. Like, it seems like he was in like 85 positions on special teams, found his way on the field. Now he's down at Florida State now, right? But he was able to parlay that into a, second part of his career and was a decent player, was okay or whatever. Well, then you look at, I guess, Luke Lindenmeyer. You could have turned the page on him.
A lot of coaching staffs would.
Right. He was a walk-on, right? So you allowed him to develop. That's all I'm saying is about being bought, right? Sometimes when sometimes it's needed and necessary. Sometimes it's not. So I think it's circumstantial, and then where you're at in your coaching tenure. How much leeway do you have? How much runway do you have?
Which that seems like it's shifting on a day-to-day basis.
I think it shifts like almost every big game, right?
Seriously.
Yeah, you can come in and look, I hate bringing his name up, but I always say this: like, when Scott Frost got to town, this runway was from Lincoln to Omaha. About year 3, it was about from Lincoln to Ashland. By the time he was about to get up out of here, it was from like 10th and O Street to 27th. Right. And that was with a lot of road work there. And you know what? We were going to divert you probably to 17th, and then we're going to divert you right down back to the jail and get you up out of here. So I mean, it's all relative, man. It's tough.
The other part of Big Ten Media Days that stood out to me, and now that I listened to every word of all 18 coaches or whatnot, I didn't hear a bunch of complaining about portal, about NIL, about 5 and 5. It sounds like, it was brought up in a lot of them, but it wasn't a, hey, this sucks. It was more, just tell us what the rules are.
Yeah.
More than, oh, this is hard to work with. Oh, we're struggling. We're swimming in it. I thought it seemed pretty concerted from the Big Ten to say, this is what it is. We're doing the best we can with it. There's no use complaining about it.
I think a lot of them were like, hey, I just want to know the rules. Let's just get some rules. Let's get some fair rules. We know players are going to get paid. Let's make sure everybody can pay. Like, everybody knows the parameters to get paid, which will never work. But all that. But let's just get it. Let's get something concrete so we can operate in it. And that's probably, I think it's either one, you come to the reality of like embracing it, but then also understand the reality. It needs to change, and you have to kind of be okay with being kind of on uneasy ground until some more concrete things are decided.
Speaking of uneasy ground, 5 and 5. Another big lawsuit. Another big injunction. Do we have new rules? How sweeping is this? We'll get to that next. Kansas Randy, appreciate your text on our Starter Heyman Jewelers text line. We will be back with more from Old School halfway through the first brunch to lunch show. We'll be back with more.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, it's Sean Callahan here with Koppel Chevrolet GMC in Louisville. Koppel is proud to be the highest rated GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln areas based on Google reviews. Right now, get 0% financing for 60 months on new Silverado and Sierra 1500 models. But hurry, the 0% financing offer won't last long. Visit us in Louisville or check us out online at koppelcars.com.
Ever look at your house and think, ouch, it's stuck in the past? Or realize that your kitchen needs a new everything? Like thousands of homeowners, you can simply call SprayNet Lincoln. Their patented spray system and paint delivers a flawless factory finish, no mess, done in a day, and cost-effective. It looks just like new, including your vinyl. And it's all backed by their 15-year no-peel warranty. SprayNet Lincoln, custom chemistry and smarter painting. Google SprayNet Lincoln or call them now at 402-383-3336 or email ching@spray-net.com.
When your business is ready for its next move, I'm here to help make it happen. I'm Corey Vandeweghe, Commercial Loan Officer at Midwest Bank on 70th and Pioneers Boulevard. Lincoln is full of bold ideas and hardworking business owners, and I'm proud to support the people driving that progress. Whether you're launching something new or investing in growth, I'll work with you to find lending solutions that move your business forward. Swing in anytime. I'd love to hear what you're building. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
We're not living in some perfect TV land, the kind where the sun's always shining and life's what-ifs just don't exist. Here in Nebraska, we live in reality. We have unpredictable weather and risky moments that mean you need insurance protection you can trust. At Battle Creek Insurance Company, we protect you with flexible policies for home, auto, farm, and multi-peril crop insurance. Hometown service for all of life's what-ifs. Contact your local independent agent and ask about Battle Creek Insurance. Better together.
Hi, I'm Kendall Warnock, owner of A1 Automotive. When it comes to your vehicle, trust matters. At A1 Automotive, we believe in honest inspections, clear communication, and quality repairs done the first time. Whether you drive a BMW, Audi, Volkswagen, Ford, Chevy, Toyota, Porsche, our team is committed to keeping you safe on the road. A1 Automotive, where integrity drives everything we do. Please visit us at 5110 State Hill Drive or give us a call, 402-267-4660. Always honest answers.
At the Nebraska State Fair, you never know what you'll experience. Maybe it's watching your kid fall in love with a baby goat. Maybe it's that first bite of something deep fried and incredible. Maybe it's the moment everyone puts their phone down because core memories are forming right in front of them. It all happens here at the Nebraska State Fair, August 28th through September 7th in Grand Island. Visit statefair.org.
When something breaks, you want someone you can trust to fix it right. Empire Repair is now open in Waverly and ready to serve our community with reliable auto repair and maintenance. From routine service to bigger repairs, our team is here to keep you on the road. Stop by Empire Repair in Waverly or call 402-786-2224 to schedule your service today. Empire Repair, proud to serve Waverly.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com. Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
You use your best defensive moves, but we're still in an accident. Trust the team at Eustace Body Shop to get you back in the game. The shop is factory certified, and their technicians have advanced training in most makes and models. There's no delay of game when they handle your insurance directly and warranty their work as long as you own your vehicle. And you're not going to miss a single play when you use their free loaner vehicles. Eustace Body Shop, where customers send their friends. Find a shop near you at EustaceBodyShop.com.
Looking for the right utility tractor for your acreage? Find it at Landmark Implement. Shop our selection of used John Deere compact tractors from 1 through 5 series with the power and versatility to track mowing, yard work, snow removal, and more. For a limited time, get 2.9% financing for 36 months, followed by 6.2 for 24 months with approved credit. We've got the right fit for your property and your budget. Stop by your local Landmark Implement or visit us online at landmarkimp.com today and experience the Landmark difference.
New from Arbor Axe House comes Benny's Battle Barge, the mobile axe throwing adventure. Perfect for festivals, parties, fundraisers, and celebrations. Charter the barge at arboraxe.com or call Arbor Axe House at 402-802-9696. Arbor Axe House at the corner of N Street and Antelope Valley.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome back in. It is Old School. Big thanks to the good folks over at Squeezo Construction for helping to sponsor the show. Doing all sorts of great work for 40-plus years. Squeezo Construction is where safety isn't just a policy, it's a promise, and they're hiring. They're hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work and a team that has your back on and off the job site. You can apply today at Squeezo, SCHWISOW.com. A lot of people, Jay, applying for that fifth year of eligibility. And over the weekend, we had a judge in Denver grant that same thing that we've heard for quite a while. Would have been Charlotte Sweeney, was the U.S. District Judge in Denver. She said, ruled an injunction that all athletes from the high school class of 2022 who had used all 4 seasons of eligibility would be eligible for a 5th season this school year. He then had to come back out with another statement or ruling over the weekend. This doesn't apply if you've signed with an NFL team, for example, in training camp. You can't just say, nope, sorry, out of this contract and coming back to school. So we still have no clarity as to what's actually happening in college athletics eligibility. And training camp has opened up for plenty of teams in college, and obviously it's affecting basketball as well. That was kind of the big impetus for this one in Denver.
Yeah, I think it's I'm glad he clarified it, because then you had a bunch of guys that probably, again, like I said, one of the funniest things, you look at that, hey, first team defense, and you third, you're like, you know what, college ain't too bad. Get a little NIL money, get some love. But, these guys are, there's another year of this 5 for 5. I hated that it's so late, because teams, particularly like basketball teams and also football teams, made their decisions. But I also think if there's a position of need or something happens, that you have a little bit of, it's kind of like that, the free agents that are out there, and the supply is not probably what you need, but there's some interesting prospects out there. I think one of the guys I saw from Missouri, he's back. Drankowitz he was talking about it. They welcomed him back.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was another defensive tackle that people were trying to say Nebraska needs to go get. Might have been from South Florida or something like that. Is probably a couple of headliners, but I think you look at it's for guys that played 4 years, played as a freshman. I think if you aren't picked up in the draft or have a contract, it's an option, and especially if there's a team that's willing to welcome you back. Ideally, you're still in shape. More importantly, that you can come in and be a good asset to the team.
Do you think we're getting to the street free agent midseason signing part of college football?
I said that like a year and a half ago.
Do you think we're officially there?
Yeah, because the majority of these kids at the Power 4, they don't go to class on campus. They do not. They're doing what we're doing. We got a computer. So if you can find a way, if it's important enough, they can find a way to get a midseason transfer. It might be, I wonder if it's going to be after how many, is it after the non-con? Or is it how many games into conference play? It probably
where would you set the line?
Games 12. So week 5 or 6. halfway through the season.
Would it be easier to set a hard deadline every year, or could you say you can sign players up to your bye week?
Yeah, but if you got bye week late, I would
Comes the
probably
breaks, want to do the same
I would
every year.
probably like it to be a hard set deadline. Week 6, even if you play in week 0.
But what about game 6? Every team after your 6th game, you can't sign anymore.
Yeah, I'd be open to that. Yeah, I mean, I'd be open to that, and make sure there's only one bye week for everybody. So, and then say there's no bye weeks after week whatever. So you can't, if they did bye week, then you got to, Alabama generally, well, they have a bye week with who they play, but Nebraska had a couple of years where they had a bye week was real late. You like in the middle of the season. I can see it happening. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So get your mind right. Get out of this whole student athlete stuff. That's over.
It's athlete.
It's been over. It's athletes that just by chance just go to school. Now, I would encourage all those guys coming in to get their education and get every single degree that they can from the university or universities that you attend. Because that, for the majority of you guys, 98% of you guys, you're going to need that. After your eligibility is done, after 5 years. So you will not be 27, 28 years old anymore.
You'll be 22, 23.
Most of you will never play football again. I hate to say it, but that's the truth. So your education is key. How you operate day to day is probably even more important. How you treat people, how you're viewed, how you, do your day-to-day life. And that's part of your education as well.
Kansas Randy notes that Northwestern's bye week is week 2. That's kind of nuts.
Yeah.
Bill and Bennett, having Old School on this early in the day does seem weird to me, but it works. I will still miss AD for a while in this time slot, though. Yeah, let's get some props.
Yeah,
props
you know what, man? We didn't even get into it, but Nick and AD, Raph, Amon was on for a little bit. They did a really good job. From 9 to 11, 9 to 12. Knowledgeable, great show, great partnership. Nick was able to move on and do something else, and obviously he's doing well at that. And AD leaving. I don't look at it as a negative. I think it's a positive. I mean, he, was here. First of all, I've been knowing AD since I got to college. So I've been knowing him over half my life since I was 18 years old. And so he's always been a positive person in the football program, but then the city of Lincoln did a really good job here. Obviously, on the radio, him and Raph, but in particular AD. And then obviously, it looks like his business is growing. His speaking business is growing. So, sometimes you have to make some moves, but I think it's a positive because he left a good, mark here. He left a, standard that we got to uphold. And then obviously him and Nick with their partnership, started to, go off and do some great things. So appreciate, them being around. We're all still great friends. And then obviously appreciate the, the opportunity to be, on a little bit earlier in the day.
Yeah, I think it's a win-win-win-win-win.
Yeah, there's no loss.
Keep you going for a while.
Yeah, there's no loss. I mean, look, when you leave your mark somewhere in a positive way, and that's all around it, it's a win. And then obviously they're going off to do great things, and Nick's already doing it, but AD's already been doing it as well.
Yeah. You mentioned Amon, some pretty big news that he dropped last week.
Yeah, I mean, it was weird. He just dropped it. I think it was like a gaming podcast or something like that. Then obviously took off a little bit, and it takes a lot of courage for anybody to talk about personal news. Or in personal health issues or personal news. And so, look, Amon's a tough dude. He'll attack it like he always does. Don't know where he's necessarily at, as far as, his process with it. But, I just look at it took a lot of courage, just because, I choose not to do that, probably should, but I mean, the stuff I got going on or whatever, I always generally try to keep it close to the vest. So, tip my hat to Amon for that because, it couldn't have been easy. I think the hardest thing that he would have probably had to do, and I've been there before and continue to have to do that, is tell your kids. That's tough, because you're the dad. So, wish him all the luck. He's got all the support, here. Text him a couple times, and constantly always think about him. So he'll stay in there, and he'll do his thing.
Yeah. Obviously, Amon's not part of the Ticket lineup anymore, but he's still part of the Ticket family. So hoping the best for him, thinking of him and his family, obviously, as he drops that news last week. Let's go ahead and go to break. We'll get to your thoughts on our Starter Heyman Jewelers text line and comment section as well. Full hour 3 of Old School coming up. Take you over your lunch hour. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
When your business is ready for its next move, I'm here to help make it happen. I'm Corey Vandeweghe, Commercial Loan Officer at Midwest Bank on 70th and Pioneers Boulevard. Lincoln is full of bold ideas and hardworking business owners, and I'm proud to support the people driving that progress. Whether you're launching something new or investing in growth, I'll work with you to find lending solutions that move your business forward. Swing in anytime. I'd love to hear what you're building. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Kendall Warnock, owner of A1 Automotive. When it comes to your vehicle, trust matters. At A1 Automotive, we believe in honest inspections, clear communication, and quality repairs done the first time. Whether you drive a BMW, Audi, Volkswagen, Ford, Chevy, Toyota, Porsche, our team is committed to keeping you safe on the road. A1 Automotive, where integrity drives everything we do. Please visit us at 5110 State Hill Drive or give us a call, 402-267-4660. Always honest answers.
Need service on your home air conditioner? No matter what brand you have, just call Bryant, 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
You use your best defensive moves, but we're still in an accident. Trust the team at Eustace Body Shop to get you back in the game. The shop is factory certified, and their technicians have advanced training in most makes and models. There's no delay of game when they handle your insurance directly and warranty their work as long as you own your vehicle. And you're not going to miss a single play when you use their free loaner vehicles. Eustace Body Shop, where customers send their friends. Find a shop near you at EustaceBodyShop.com.
Looking for the right utility tractor for your acreage? Find it at Landmark Implement. Shop our selection of used John Deere compact tractors from 1 through 5 series with the power and versatility to track mowing, yard work, snow removal, and more. For a limited time, get 2.9% financing for 36 months, followed by 6.2 for 24 months with approved credit. We've got the right fit for your property and your budget. Stop by your local Landmark Implement or visit us online at landmarkimp.com today and experience the Landmark difference.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built upon hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with room for advancement.
Building a new home can be a challenge, a lot of big choices. With our Remington homes, we have designed 15 different floor plans that appeal to a wide range of people.
Bob Benish of Aspen Builders, talking about Remington Homes, which makes the home building process easier.
People really enjoy being able to go to our website, which is remingtonlincoln.com, pick a plan, pick a price point, go through and build it yourself. You have a lot of options, whether you want granite, painted trim, wood floors, more stone, all options with our Remington homes. People do not want to be married to their house payment. You're able to get what you really want in a home for a great price with very limited stress. And that's what Remington homes are all about.
Home building is easier with a Remington home from Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at remingtonlincoln.com. remingtonlincoln.com.
We're not living in some perfect TV land, the kind where the sun's always shining and life's what-ifs just don't exist. Here in Nebraska, we live in reality. We have unpredictable weather and risky moments that mean you need insurance protection you can trust. At Battle Creek Insurance Company, we protect you with flexible policies for home, auto, farm, and multi-peril crop insurance. Hometown service for all of life's what-ifs. Contact your local independent agent and ask about Battle Creek Insurance. Better together.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
New from Arbor Axe House comes Benny's Battle Barge, the mobile axe throwing adventure. Perfect for festivals, parties, fundraisers, and celebrations. Charter the barge at arbораxe.com or call Arbor Axe House at 402-802-9696. Arbor Axe House at the corner of N Street and Antelope Valley.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket.
Getting ready to wrap up hour 2 of Old School here on The Ticket. Big thanks as well to Graham Tire Company for their sponsorship of the show. We'll head to our Starter Human Jewelers text line here, 402-464-5685. Money G in Kansas wants to know, Jay, the throat punch bit from the drive apparently needs to live on. When are you first going to throat punch me?
I don't know. It wasn't planned.
I have no plans to make you throat punch me.
Yeah, I'm more of a headbutt guy.
I
actually just gave away my good move, my go-to move.
I can dump it real quick.
No, I don't think we'll get there. Maybe. I got you. You got the Jedi mind trick. You was like, you do not want to headbutt me right now. You don't.
This is not the head you want to
Obi-Wan Kenobi. No, this is not your thoughts. Change your thoughts right now, Jake.
If it happens, though, it's probably going to be post-game.
Yeah.
I'll pop off. Nebraska will do something.
Or that guy from Thief River Falls calls, and you got his back.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
But I think Money G, you don't understand. Nick Sainert, first of all, he has the look of a guy that's what I call punchable. You just want to punch him.
It's the pious in him.
Then that mouth, right? The little pot shots that he does. That's
jabs,
why
jabs.
Yeah, and then he comes back to it, and then he laughs it off, and then he gives you that dang look when he's sitting over there, and he thinks
a little smug,
yeah,
a little smarmy,
smug. Yeah,
yep.
That's why he needs to get throat punched.
Eric says I need throat punched immediately. So how about you come on down to the station and we'll see if you can do it, Eric? How about that? There's a challenge. Bill and Bennett says I doubt I could ever get Austin to play Go Cubs Go, but Nick and AD would do it every once in a while. Here's the thing. I've officially heard Go Cubs Go live. That happened last October. Every so often it just gets stuck in my head. Like, I'm not even a Cubs fan. I don't even like it. But all these like random kid songs are rattling around in my head from the music that my sons are listening to right now. It's that, and for some reason, I'll just Go Cubs Go. At least the tune like gets stuck in my head. Like, I hate this. I hate this year.
Was it cool to experience that?
Oh, it was incredible.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, Wrigley playoff game.
Yeah. I always say that you know how they do the at Kansas, the Rock Chalk Jayhawk, and they kind of wave back and forth. You see it on TV because you see it.
I've experienced that too.
So you see it like, I don't know, 20 seconds on TV. But I went to a game and saw it. That's pretty cool. I understand it now.
Yeah.
I understand it.
Yeah.
I didn't know if I was I don't know if I was like under a trance or what.
That's exactly what it is. It's hypnotic.
Yeah. So I know the Go Cubs Go is not like that, but everywhere you go, they have their thing. You have the skull with the Vikings now, which is pretty cool. They got all the different types of stuff, like what the Vikings used to do. I'm not sure if they do it now. Our old resource officer, who's called Big Joe, used to be the Viking that if you Google him, he was the one that was bald with the red hair. He would crank up that Harley and drive around.
No kidding.
Oh yeah. He's
a fun side gig.
He used to get mad at me and Jamal. I mean, he made millions off of it.
Really?
He became, oh yeah.
Wow.
He retired.
Off of that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Heck of a main gig, I suppose. Then.
Yeah,
comment retracted.
He's hated us.
When he described you as roguish?
Because he was like, these three are just causing trouble.
Knuckleheads.
Yeah.
Did he ever drive the Harley after you?
I saw him when we played up there. He gave a couple, revved it up a little bit. He was in character. He's in full character.
I love it.
Yeah.
Mud Dog says, I agree with Nick having a punchable face. I tried to get him to fight Nate Brennan for a long time. Nate's too nice to fight.
Nate's my dude.
And I don't think Nick would fight.
No.
I know that about myself. Like,
No.
I'm not scrapping.
Nick would go find somebody to fight for him.
Yes.
Nick, you want to know who Nick is?
He would upgrade the fight card.
All right, so I used to run with this dude named Kenny. And Kenny was our starting point guard. He was a little short though.
Okay.
Vertically challenged, as we like to say. But Kenny was like he's from Gary, Indiana. So Kenny didn't realize like his height. But I remember
everyone in Gary short or something?
No, but I'm saying he would want to fight everybody.
Little man syndrome?
Yeah, but then there was this dude, this guy, big offense, excuse me. Offensive line. Hey, nothing like the first day, right? Named Doug Jessen, man. I'll never forget this. But Kenny, Doug used to try to push people in the lockers. And Kenny was pushing them back, and they got into it. So they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna fight off campus so you don't get in trouble after school.
When you say off campus, you mean just across the street?
Across the street.
Yeah.
So, everybody goes over there. So we over there. So we walking over there. And, I'd seen Kenny throw hands before. And if it's within 3 or 4 inches of his height, he gonna come out on top. Doug was a big dude, right? Big over. And I think I told Kenny, I was like, look, I said the first thing you do is punch him in the stomach.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And Kenny was not buying it. So we're walking over there. It's me, Kenny, Jamal, and another dude named Greg. You can call him G Hurt. And so we're walking over there, and they were walking the other way coming. So Kenny's like, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're like, we? This is your fight, right? Here's what we're going to do. That's Nick. Nick would get start a fight. He was like, all right, this is how we're going to get out of it.
Here's our game plan.
Yeah, this is our game plan. Yeah, so that's Nick.
Rudy says, hate the Cubs, but Go Cubs Go is catchy. 89-85, there's also this other song, might not have heard of. Dirty Tony and the Boys. Sweet Caroline at a Red Sox games gives you goosebumps. Yeah, but that means you have to go to Boston. I'm not sold on going to Boston.
I spent a lot of time in Boston.
I'm sorry.
At Harvard.
True.
You want to know the craziest thing that they were told to me? My first, I was in a cab in Boston. The dude, I'll never forget, man, this African dude. He was like, hey, what are you doing here? I was like, right?
What are you doing here?
He pretty much like, you ain't supposed to be over here. He's like, you better find out where you're supposed to go and not to go. I'm like, you serious? He's like, yeah.
Did he tell you to go to Brown University?
He probably wanted to. He really was like, he's like, are you sure you ready? You sure you going here? I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, good. He was like, good luck to you, brother. I was like, thanks. It was funny though. But yeah, Boston's actually all right.
All right.
Short stints.
Well, doses.
Yeah. If you know where you're going, it's all right.
You can navigate.
Yeah.
Bill and Bennett, was there a wasp in the studio? No, I was doing the skull clap when Jay mentioned the Vikings. Chris says, Nick would always talk about early break giving Nick a hard time, and he couldn't speak because he wasn't at the station. It's still happening. Well, yeah, I mean, it happened on
Nick
Old School,
left his
too.
mark.
Did he ever?
I mean, that dude.
Here's the other part. Don't act like
Nick.
Nick's not talking smack in group chats behind the scenes, too.
Oh, he's the worst. Nick went from an intern to literally walking into places thinking he's running things in the places he's never been. And then turns his nose up when I was at the NBC Suites because he was at some executive suite at his hotel. And then he's never been the same since.
Ooh, Mississippi Mud Dog. I think the skull clap is one of the dumbest looking things I've ever seen. Signed a Packers fan, but
yeah, it's grown on me. But I'm gonna tell you what's better than the skull clap is when they do the horn, the Viking horn. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Especially at the beginning of the game, and they got the smoke coming out. Oh yeah, that gets you cranked up.
I'm a big fan of the drums that people hit. I'm a big fan of the horns, right?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. The Colts anvil, I understand a little bit. Not my favorite, but I get it. The one I don't understand is the Carolina Hurricanes. They're little crank noisemakers.
Yeah, and Michael Irvin took that and took it to the whole.
Michael Irvin takes a lot of stuff to a whole nother level now, doesn't
they
he?
got Let's Go Buffaloes up there is pretty cool. They started out when when I was there, they would on the big screen. You know how they when the Fred Flintstones, they'd be at the I don't know what the Elk Club when they be slam the big chug of like beer or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Then that would get everybody going, and then he would say, "Let's go," and then they would go. I mean, the place
Buffalo
would be
up.
rocking.
I can about imagine.
Oh yeah.
Woo!
And then they started playing the music with it. That's pretty cool experience. I don't know what Houston does.
You got to start something.
Oh, they do something down there. I think. Well, they had motorcycles. We had people flying. I think like that first 3 or 4 years, we were trying anything. You know what I'm saying? Clown show, whatever we trying to.
No, that was what was on the field.
Yeah, it was. It was, especially against the Colts.
Man.
Yeah.
Let's talk some NFL training camp.
All right.
Obviously, all the teams are back. Most interesting teams in either conference. Let us know your pick, teams that you're keeping your eye on, whether it's your team or another one. 402-464-5685. We'll talk some NFL training camp to lead off hour 3.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Raising Cane's, we hand batter every chicken finger, mix every cane sauce, butter every Texas toast, stir every slaw, and salt every fry. Because when you do it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sartor Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Ever look at your house and think, ouch, it's stuck in the past? Or realize that your kitchen needs a new everything? Like thousands of homeowners, you can simply call SprayNet Lincoln. Their patented spray system and paint delivers a flawless factory finish, no mess, done in a day, and cost-effective. It looks just like new, including your vinyl. And it's all backed by their 15-year no-peel warranty. SprayNet Lincoln, custom chemistry and smarter painting. Google SprayNet Lincoln or call them now at 402-383-3336 or email ching@spray-net.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at gainatrucking.com.
Hey, Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion with Window World Lincoln. Are you ready to transform your home? We offer exceptional replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing that will elevate your home's curb appeal and value. As a nationally known, locally owned business, we treat you like family and work tirelessly to deliver the best for less. Don't wait to give your home the upgrade it deserves. Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or check out windowworldlincoln.com. Let's make your home the talk of the neighborhood.
You started your business to build something special. Now it's time to grow and protect it. At Pinnacle Bank, our treasury management services help you do just that. Through smarter payment technology, account administration, and fraud protection. So no matter the size of your business, you can get the most out of your financial operations. Request your free consultation at pinbank.com/consult. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be. Member FDIC.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built upon hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with room for advancement.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you looking for something different for lunch or dinner in Lincoln? Big 8 is now open at 1226 P Street, serving seafood boils and Asian cuisine. Get your hands messy with fresh, flavorful seafood boils, hot, cold, and made to share. Or enjoy classic Chinese and Asian dishes, perfect for lunch, dinner, or a night out with friends and family. Big flavors, generous portions, and a brand new dining experience. Big 8, now open in Lincoln.
Looking for the right utility tractor for your acreage? Find it at Landmark Implement. Shop our selection of used John Deere compact tractors from 1 through 5 series with the power and versatility to track mowing, yard work, snow removal, and more. For a limited time, get 2.9% financing for 36 months, followed by 6.2 for 24 months with approved credit. We've got the right fit for your property and your budget. Stop by your local Landmark Implement or visit us online at landmarkimp.com today and experience the Landmark difference.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Hi, it's Sean Callahan here with Koppel Chevrolet GMC in Louisville. Koppel is proud to be the highest rated GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln areas based on Google reviews. Right now, get 0% financing for 60 months on new Silverado and Sierra 1500 models. But hurry, the 0% financing offer won't last long. Visit us in Louisville or check us out online at koppelcars.com.
Coming at you live from the heart of downtown. This is Old School with Foreman and Orman. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Here's Coy Detmer dropping straight back in the pocket. Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score. Foreman got it, and it's touchdown Huskers.
Black shirts answer the call one more time.
And Austin Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman is sponsored by Graham Tire Company of Lincoln. Your tire store next door with 4 Lincoln locations. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Away we go into hour 3 of Old School. Austin Orman, Jay Foreman with you. Excited to be with you 9 to noon moving forward in case you missed that. Yeah, this is not a special edition of Old School filling in. This is the new time slot, 9 to noon. Adam Carricker, Bach, and the Black Shirt, and then either in the pit with Grant and Jason or one-on-one. We'll fill the rest of your afternoons. So as always, you can be a part of things, 402-464-5685. We'll talk more Nebraska football training camp throughout the course of the week. But, Jay, all the NFL teams have reported today. Let's go ahead and start in the AFC. Who are the teams most interested to follow throughout training camp as they get ready for the year?
Well, obviously in the AFC, oddly enough, even though the Patriots made the Super Bowl, I think it starts and stops with the Chiefs. Obviously with Patrick Mahomes, where he's at, like health-wise. Obviously Emmett's there, so that brings more Nebraska views and going to keep an eye on it anyways. But I think, this is Chiefs show to chinking their armor. Where are they at, or where will they be all the way back, somewhat back? Is it 2-year plan? Obviously Kelsey and all that other stuff going on. I think that's obviously, number one in my book. And then the rest of the AFC, I think it's kind of like you can pick and choose. Obviously, the Cleveland Browns are still in the news just based on Shador and Watson, which is obviously great. Mm-hmm. And then what are the new look Ravens like, right?
Yeah.
And what's to come of Cincinnati and Pittsburgh? Obviously, Aaron Rodgers and his offseason, now there's more eyes there. He connected with his family via his wife that nobody's ever seen laid eyes on.
She's a miracle worker.
Right. Is this really going to be his last year? Teams like Buffalo, and even Buffalo is going to be...
Kincaid left with the trainer today, by the way.
Who did?
Dalton Kincaid.
He'll be all right. We got Knox. Hopefully.
You'll see.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see. Buffalo's always going to be under the radar based on where they're located. But then obviously New England with Vrabel and, his situation.
And A.J.
Brown.
And schedule merchants from last year. How real are they?
And Drake May, is he for real? This is the prove it year, right? And, you got the, side stories up there at Mac Hollins, but it always goes back to Mike Vrabel. It always goes back to his situation, right? He brought out the dog trying to, ease the tensions and stuff like that, to focus back on football. But they've also had a little bit of a tumultuous offseason. They drafted Gabe Jackus from Illinois, who we saw up close and personal for the last, 3 or 4 years in the Big Ten. And they mishandled either their pre-draft evaluation of his injury or the evaluation afterwards. So now you're starting to get questions in the year 2 of Mike Vrabel, when normally getting a team that overachieved it to the Super Bowl, you'd expect less. And so nobody cares about the Jets. Nobody cares about the Dolphins. Now, I will say, Raiders, Denver, and those teams are definitely, newsworthy as well. And but I think it really starts and stops with the Chiefs. Everything is the Chiefs and Mahomes.
I think there's, 2, 3 non-viable teams in the AFC this year. I don't think
Jets.
I think Dolphins and Raiders. I think everyone else should believe they have a chance to make the playoffs.
Yeah, realistically, a lot of things have to go right for the Raiders, but I think they're going in the right direction.
I can agree.
Right,
Yeah,
I think they're.
I don't think it's this year, but
but I think they're going in the right direction. Yeah, I think they're actually making some football moves. So those 3 teams.
Because I think if you go like you did division by division, you hit the 2 in the AFC East.
Tennessee as well.
Cleveland might not be viable.
Tennessee and Cleveland not viable.
See, Tennessee, I'm intrigued by.
I am too. After watching quarterback.
Partially because of the division.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I think Houston is loaded on defense. We'll see what CJ Stroud can do. How real is Jacksonville? How real was Indianapolis? I think the division's always gettable.
Yeah.
In the AFC South, Cam Ward was a baller last year. I like what they did in the offseason. See if Wandale can continue to step up. See if there's still a running game in place. Defense was not good last year for most of the year. If there's anything there, maybe they're a Chuck and Duck team that guns their way to the playoffs. I'm not sure I see it, but they're at least intriguing to me with all their moves.
Yeah, I think I just think they're not viable enough this year unless there's a huge uptick in the passing game.
Sure.
Now I do think they have. I think I like Ridley. I like his connection with Ward. I like Wandale coming in there. I think I like Robert Saleh. I do. And so I think their defense will be better just with him. I think they could cause some problems, be a thorn in people's side. I think they're maybe like how New England was, actually they made the Super Bowl with Vrabel, but I think at times with Gerard Mayo, they would be tougher than what people thought they were. You remember New England started their season off with a road victory under Gerard Mayo at Cincinnati.
Yeah.
So that's the type of team, they'll flash a couple of weeks here, a couple of weeks there. I think Tennessee's probably not viable. And Cleveland is, I think Cleveland could be dangerous in the sense of depending on how Pittsburgh offense goes and the health of their defense, they're gettable. Baltimore is total reset.
Yeah.
And Cincinnati is just Cincinnati. So if I'm Cleveland, with the pieces that they have on defense, we're always in the game. We just have to figure out the quarterback position.
Can we reach 20 points?
And Monken should give them a better chance at that. And not purposely not give Shedeur Sanders the right play calls. Then you win some games.
It's the little things.
It's the
play call.
That's when they needed quarterback last year.
Imagine.
Shedeur Sanders, please sit down and we're doing a Netflix on you. What exactly happened when it's never happened before that your head coach gave you the wrong wristband to call the plays? How did that happen? Did he get you mixed up with you and Bill and Gabriel? How did that happen?
Did he write it from right to left? Because, Gabriel's a lefty and he reads backwards?
Was it not in
English?
Kidding. It was not. What it was.
No habla inglés.
No habla inglés. Right. So, but I think you're right. 4 or 5 teams, and that's what I will tell you this. It's a unique process to go through in training camp. And it took me a long time to refocus being down in Houston. You gotta think. I go to Buffalo. I could leave Nebraska, national champs, win at all costs. Go to Buffalo. John Butler and Wade were in the playoffs my first year. Went down to Miami and lost. All that stuff. Winning. Things go south. Fire him. Greg Williams. All right. You kind of deal with it because you're in a contract year. You're balling. And then you get down to Houston, and it was a great organization. Obviously, I love it. Or whatever. And you just know you're always on the outside looking in. Now, on our division, Jacksonville had Mark Brunell and Tom Coughlin in that team, immensely talented and loaded. Tennessee had Steve McNair and Jeff Fisher.
Yeah.
And we know who the Colts had. So it's going into training camp, you never play a game not thinking that you're going to win, but you also understand how mentally tough you have to be to make sure you go out there and put a good product on the field, knowing the guys upstairs have not set you up to win.
Yeah.
So we used to always say, all right, we're rolling up to the bus or rolling up to the stadium, knowing we're down 17-0.
Down 7-0 is one thing. 17-0, that's a little different.
Yeah. And so, for those teams that we talked about and going into training camp is a unique experience and it's different versus other teams, going and they're trying to aspire to win a Super Bowl. It's a totally different. It's like two parts of the NFL.
Who's your AFC favorite right now?
I'd like to say the Broncos.
Why won't you say the Broncos? What gives you hesitancy with the Broncos?
I just can't believe you did Sean Payton what he did in the playoffs. I can't believe you fired your best friend because you missed it. I just can't. I can't get over it. And the Broncos, wide receiver wise, I don't think they scare anybody.
Even with Waddle?
No, because he provides. I think he'll be really good in Sean Payton's system, but running back wise,
okay.
You got it's like one guy this week, one guy the next.
So who is your favorite if it's not Denver?
But I keep coming back to Denver.
Defense too good? Souped up Cleveland?
I like their defense. I'd like to say Houston. CJ's just, I got to see something. I got to see something. I got to see something from that offense. All right. And D'Amico Ryans. We got to score some more points.
Why not Buffalo?
Cyborg always gives us a chance.
Yep.
But, bro, listen, I know what it's like to play in the altitude. All right? It does mess with you. But you Josh Allen.
Cyborgs don't have lungs. They don't need air.
How you just going to be running and dropping? How you turning the ball over like that?
Altitude's one thing. It was cold, too. Guess what? It's cold in Buffalo.
No, I think that there was a couple bad calls. You know what I'm purposely going to do? I'm not going to say Buffalo, and this is going to be their year. So I'm going to go with the Patriots because they're grandfather. They're like Notre Dame. They just make it easy for them. Or the Broncos.
You had a rematch in the AFC Championship.
But I don't think either one of them will be there.
I pray that you're correct.
Yeah. I don't think either one of them will be there. I just don't know who's going to be a surprise team out of the AFC.
Who are your top three surprise candidates?
I think it could be Pittsburgh.
Okay. Now that Arthur Smith's gone.
Yeah, I think it could be Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And I think it could be a team out of the AFC South. It could be.
Is Jacksonville a surprise anymore?
It will if they make the playoffs again. It'd be surprised. I think they still are right now. I think it's still wait and see. I think they could be, a problem. I like Liam Cohen. I like him a lot more now than when they originally hired him.
Indy was 8-1
Yeah.
or 7-1, 8-2 before everything fell apart.
But just waiting to see what Daniel Jones is doing.
My continual surprise contender is the Chargers. If Harbaugh and McDaniel can mesh where they both do well, that's really intriguing to me.
Yeah, that's
now injuries with that franchise all the time. Alton, the injury, that's not an easy one to come back from.
Right.
I'm a Herbert guy.
Slater too.
Slater, yeah, right, both of them. I don't think the Chargers win the division.
But
Not
they
saying
could
they
cause some
can't.
noise.
They can
But the
cause
Chargers could go
problems.
on the road and go all the way to the Super Bowl.
Mhm.
And Harbaugh's a Super Bowl coach. He's gotten obviously gotten the 49ers there. He has a plan. Yeah, I can see the Chargers being a surprise team.
Is it fair to say the Chiefs are a surprise team?
If the Chiefs make it back to the AFC Championship or Super Bowl, they're definitely it'd be a surprise to me.
The Chiefs to me are like if the Warriors kept Clay. Mahomes is Steph, Kelsey is Clay, and Chris Jones is Draymond.
I like that comparison. And is Emmett Kuminga?
No, because Emmett would be
Jordan Poole.
He's not Pajemski. He's not Poole. Ooh.
But he's late round pick.
Yeah. Would he be like Guy Santos? Would he be like Gary Payton, the mitten?
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't know.
I can see that.
Well,
I mean, I
keep
just
thinking
think,
through a text line.
But he just got drafted this year, so he ain't done nothing yet,
Right.
so that don't really count. But yeah, I think the Chiefs would be a surprise. I think everybody looks at them as an older team because of Kelsey, but they have a lot of guys just in their prime too. Jones in their prime. I'm assuming Karlaftis is going to actually start to live up to somewhat of his
Do
contract.
something.
They signed back like really good veterans and like Tranquil and those guys. The offensive line is relatively young and good. Now they need Simmons to get his mind right, and obviously be able to perform. And then you got Mahomes who's still in his prime, and you got Kenneth Walker in his prime, low tread on his tire.
Yeah.
I still think they're going to sign Tyreek Hill.
You do?
I do. And that change, and if Tyreek Hill in that organization with a coach in the way that they're able to provide support with him, that's his last hurrah. I think you're going to see. It's going to be like when Kareem Hunt came back. You're going to see periodic production, and also Tyreek Hill scares coordinators still to this day.
Oh, he's a roll the coverage guy. Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
And that's all Mahomes needs.
Yeah. Better than Marquez Valdez-Scantling. I'll give him that at the very least.
Yeah.
Let's flip to the NFC, Jay. Which teams are you interested in the NFC as training camp starts?
Well, obviously, based on everything around it, I would say San Francisco. They got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Brandon Ayuk is now looking like, hey, I told you the trainers weren't very good, right?
And he just randomly pops up at Commander's camp.
Oh, and I think he bought a house out there or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So him or them, they're always interesting. I think one of the most interesting teams or division, I would say, is the NFC Central with the Vikings, Green Bay, Chicago, Detroit.
Yeah.
Right? For all different reasons, but all of them could realistically see themselves making it to the Super Bowl.
The Vikings too?
Listen,
I mean, no, that's family,
Vikings,
but
the Vikings are just like Nebraska. They always going to think they're in it. The Vikings.
What's the football case for the Vikings?
Kyler Murray performs like a quarterback in a contract year.
With a guy that actually knows how to coach him.
Right. And you have the ultimate equalizers, or especially in Justin Jefferson. Addison on the other side. You have the Hockenson as the tight end. A all-world defense on the sneak with your defensive coordinator coming back.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And you got to figure, okay, Detroit's on the downslide.
Ooh, I'm going to push back on that one. But
no,
okay.
You're asking what the Vikings are thinking.
Okay, sure.
You always feel like you can split with the Packers,
and
you don't really trust the Bears in year 2 because it was like they figuring it's a 1 year. That's their mindset to get through the division. Realistically, not so much. It's really a 3-team race: Chicago, Detroit, and Green Bay.
And I would maybe put them in that order. I still have so many questions about Green Bay. The Parsons injury right after they trade for him was unfortunate. How does he come back and look? I like
and
Jordan
they lost
Love.
Quay Walker.
Quay Walker.
Yeah, it was huge. And I think Green Bay, are you that offense I'm not truly a believer in. Offensive line, yes. Okay, what about receiver?
Yeah, not sold on receiver, but LaFleur's cooked up offenses.
Yeah. But then
he's Shanahan light.
But it's burnt up by the time you get in the playoffs. And are you really a believer in Jordan Love?
I like him.
Yeah.
I don't love him. I like him.
And that's what they think. You got to think. They were thinking about moving on until he went on that 4-game run. Started with New Orleans on the fourth quarter comeback, went on that 5-game run.
Yeah.
Then he got a new contract.
Mm-hmm.
And he's kind of had some, injuries there. That's why I think Green Bay is number 3. But Detroit, this is year 2 of reshaping their identity crisis that they had to deal with last year.
Yeah.
And also Montgomery, who was thunder and lightning or whatever, that combination is what really was Detroit, is gone now.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big part of your team. Now Gibbs has to be the guy when he was actually really, really good being a co-starter. Now you're going to be the guy.
I think Chicago and Detroit have the same kind of monster they're battling, one in a positive way, one in a negative way. Things broke perfectly for Chicago last year in a lot of ways. They overachieved with a light schedule, and they took advantage of it, and maybe they broke out and it's legit. On the flip side, everything broke wrong in a lot of ways for Detroit last year. All the injuries, and now, like you said, the identity crisis, are they through it? I could see both those teams at 11-6. I could see both of them at 12-5. I think it's going to come down to head-to-head between those two because I trust Dan Campbell more than I trust Ben Johnson right now. There's a little bit more track record there going on, but Ben Johnson's more my speed. Ben Johnson's more my style. So I want to believe in the Bears because I like that they're doing a little bit more. But I think there's actual considerable substance there with Detroit that we've seen for years, that even in a year that went horrible, they were still respectable.
Still respectable. I trust Detroit more than Chicago because I kind of look at Chicago almost like the Commanders. Jaden Daniels, magical year. Caleb Williams, magical year. Expectations are high the next year. If things don't start going right, where we know what happens. Now, I do think Ben Johnson and stuff can cook up some plays, but sometimes you can get enamored, I guess, fans or evaluators by the fourth quarter comebacks and think that's just going to happen all the time.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that.
Nick Spoley says Jordan Love's the top 5 quarterback. BK all day says go Pack go, but I don't even know if Josh Jacobs is playing this year. Mud Duck says, was the offense the reason they got beat in the playoffs, though, regarding the Packers?
I don't think he's top 5. I think he has the potential to be there. I think that in order to be a top 5 quarterback, you have to have some longevity there.
Yeah.
I think too quickly, they threw Jaden Daniels up in there, and after that 1 year, and then obviously Jordan Love. But I think, he's a lot better than I thought he was going to be, and I think he can get 10 times better.
Yeah. I think we can gloss over the NFC East really quickly. Cowboys are going to cowboy. We'll see what Dak's able to do. John Harbaugh, in New York, intriguing. Commanders, let's see what the bounce back is now for year 3 for Jaden Daniels. Then the Eagles, a lot of drama there. NFC South, Jay, we haven't got a chance to talk about this. The Bucs and Baker Mayfield with the whole contract situation. Nope, we're good, Baker. I respected Baker. They're going to get the best version of him this year. And then we'll see what happens. I'm going to say Baker Mayfield's been the key to Tampa's success. I think they're bigger than him. But, man, I like the idea of pissed off Baker. Man, Tampa, don't forget how far you've come. You were a train wreck there for a while. You worked yourself back to respectability.
Now you might go back to the depths of hell. They're on the cusp of going back to the depths of hell because you think Mike Evans is gone.
Yeah.
You really don't feature Godwin. You got Mbuka there, who's great.
But we'll see if he has to step into a bigger role.
Right. But, he looks like he
should be able to.
He'll do well. But his connection is with Baker.
Yeah.
And you got a young and upcoming offensive line led by Worth.
Vitaveo wants out.
Right. He wants out. Levante David's gone. Devin White just actually signed with Detroit, even though he kind of got pushed out last year. You lost Carlton Davis a year or two ago. You got Antoine Winfield Jr., who's still a playmaker. So really that identity is starting to, lose or be gone now.
Wirfs is still young, but young.
But, your prominent players. Now you have your franchise quarterback or the guy that everybody thinks is your franchise quarterback that kind of fits Tampa, telling you you waited too long to sign me to a new contract. Now I will tell you, I think Baker tried to force things too much last year. And that's why his interceptions went up. But I think also Mike Evans was not fully healthy.
Yeah.
And
now he's playing by the electrical substation.
Right,
so good luck with that.
I know, right? I mean, it's well, I gotta start checking my knees and stuff. Not just that's well, actually, you know what? That might be the reason why I got all my issues. But so anytime you have a quarterback in that type of situation, it's not good. And in that division, it seems like every other year somebody wins. And the fact that they sputtered down the down the back stretch of the season.
All you had to do was beat Carolina.
Doesn't bode well for Todd Bowles.
No.
Doesn't bode well because anytime you bring in a new coach, essentially it's a crapshoot, right?
Yeah.
And then you have New Orleans, who looks like they're on the come up. They found their quarterback, right? As of right now.
Mm-hmm.
Carolina won it last year. They're going to be better this year. And Atlanta is talented as anybody, just very, very young.
Has the best player in the division, probably in Bijan.
Yeah. And a very talented defense, even though Pierce is a knucklehead. But they drafted really, really well. A decent offensive line, skill positions out of this world. Now they just got to find their quarterback. Now, I have Tua that has been an all-pro. And then you have Penix, who's coming back from an injury. So you got to figure they're going to be better anyway. And plus, they're playing in a dome, which works out well for Tua.
Yeah.
Tampa's in some trouble.
And yet, I don't think we've mentioned probably the two favorites in the entire NFC. Does it still come down to Rams Seahawks?
Yep. And you better hope Aaron Donald don't come back, because then that's going to be
likelihood he comes back.
He'll be back week 8. It'll pick up steam about week 4.
So you're like planning on this happening.
Oh yeah, I'd be surprised if it doesn't. Why would you not? When I talked about opportunities, Aaron Donald's got unlimited opportunities. This man has been retired for 2 years. 2. And if you look at his physique now, remember he went kind of lean and mean? He's putting that size back on. You're not doing that.
Putting that back on just for fun.
He was testing himself, and I think it started to chat out. And I think, I was surprised he retired. Like, why?
Well, he's going to have that deal with Amazon at one point.
Right.
Him and McVay.
You got bored
of winning?
That's why.
Being that dude?
Yeah, you and McVay had a deal. So the deal is we didn't get back. I need that get back. So I think it's those two. It'll be interesting to see what Seattle does this year. I mean, even though they were so dominant on defense in the Super Bowl, the offense was not very good.
Yeah,
in the Super Bowl at least. But we'll see what happens.
Lane, appreciate your text. We'll respond to that one off air. Do you want to talk some Major League Baseball? The Tarek Skubal trade did happen. Dodgers be dodging.
They're moving and grooving. Bryce Harper, Don Mattingly did hear you. That was fun. Did you see that?
Yep.
That was funny.
It was.
Yeah.
We'll talk some Major League Baseball trade deadline, get you set up for that. The last half hour of Old School is right after this.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sartor Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Do you ever feel okay in your current job and profession, but wonder if there's a better company that can offer more? Vision Mechanical is now hiring for journeyman plumbers and HVAC service technicians. Vision Mechanical offers top-of-the-industry wages, 100% paid health, disability, and life insurance, 401k with employee match, and paid holidays and vacation. Vision Mechanical believes in craftsmanship, teamwork, and building a better future, one project at a time. Apply today or learn more at visionmechanical.net or email Ron at vmech.net.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Iconic summer moments deserve an iconic drink. Reach for Mountain Dew, an American original. From its beginnings in the foothills of Tennessee to your biggest summer yet. The refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew is the perfect companion to your American summer adventures. Enjoy the refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew. Tasting great since '48. Look for Mountain Dew in stores near you at mountaindew.com. That's mountaindew.com.
Are you looking for something different for lunch or dinner in Lincoln? Big 8 is now open at 1226 P Street, serving seafood boils and Asian cuisine. Get your hands messy with fresh, flavorful seafood boils, hot, bold, and made to share. Or enjoy classic Chinese and Asian dishes, perfect for lunch, dinner, or a night out with friends and family. Big flavors, generous portions, and a brand new dining experience. Big 8, now open in Lincoln.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built upon hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with room for advancement.
Hello, I'm Steve Sipple, co-host of Early Break, weekday mornings from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. And my favorite thing to do, see, or go to in downtown Lincoln is probably O'Rourke's. It's not like I go there that often, but when I do, it takes me back to my college years. It's always been a very chill bar. Seems like they play good music, just a good vibe in there. And I look forward to my next trip into that bar.
This message is brought to you by the Downtown Lincoln Association and 93.7 The Ticket.
We're not living in some perfect TV land, the kind where the sun's always shining and life's what-ifs just don't exist. Here in Nebraska, we live in reality. We have unpredictable weather and risky moments that mean you need insurance protection you can trust. At Battle Creek Insurance Company, we protect you with flexible policies for home, auto, farm, and multi-peril crop insurance. Hometown service for all of life's what-ifs. Contact your local independent agent and ask about Battle Creek Insurance. Better together.
At the Nebraska State Fair, you never know what you'll experience. Maybe it's watching your kid fall in love with a baby goat. Maybe it's that first bite of something deep fried and incredible. Maybe it's the moment everyone puts their phone down because core memories are forming right in front of them. It all happens here at the Nebraska State Fair, August 28th through September 7th in Grand Island. Visit statefair.org.
Ever look at your house and think, ouch, it's stuck in the past? Or realize that your kitchen needs a new everything? Like thousands of homeowners, you can simply call SprayNet Lincoln. Their patented spray system and paint delivers a flawless factory finish. No mess, done in a day, and cost-effective. It looks just like new, including your vinyl. And it's all backed by their 15-year no-peel warranty. SprayNet Lincoln, custom chemistry and smarter painting. Google SprayNet Lincoln or call them now at 402-383-3336 or email ching@spray-net.com.
You started your business to build something special. Now it's time to grow and protect it. At Pinnacle Bank, our treasury management services help you do just that. Through smarter payment technology, account administration, and fraud protection. So no matter the size of your business, you can get the most out of your financial operations. Request your free consultation at pinbank.com/consult. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be. Member FDIC.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Back to old school with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Well, folks, Dr. Mustafi, you've heard this one before. The Dodgers pulled off a big trade. They land Tigers ace, Tarek Skubal, here to talk about it. I'm Austin. He is Jay. Well, Jay, it happened. We were all worried about it. And now I think the question becomes, where is it more likely that the Dodgers get stopped? On the field in their pursuit of a three-peat, or off the field with changes to the CBA that will expire in December?
Probably CBA. They ain't gonna stop spending.
No, not gonna happen.
No, this is just who they are, and that's just literally like an arms race. I mean, it started. I mean, remember when they got Mookie Betts and then Freeman, and I mean, they're not gonna stop, and they're loaded.
Yeah,
they might mess around and bring Clayton Kershaw back.
The Aaron Donald 2.0.
Yeah.
Well, I'd rather have Aaron Donald at this point.
Yeah,
than
me too.
Kershaw.
Yeah, but it's Major League Baseball. It seems like, I mean, obviously you're paying more attention to it now. It seems like this year, I think based on what the Dodgers were able to do last year, and look, they were on the ropes. Toronto really had the World Series, in my opinion. But, I think what they've been doing, I think it has encouraged other teams to do it. You have players speaking out about it on other organizations, and so it just seems like obviously the trade deadline ends today, but it seems like it's more rampant and bigger names and obviously bigger production players, I would say, this year.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a flurry of moves in the last hour and a half. We can probably recap in our next segment. Here's the thing with the Dodgers, Jay. Their 6 highest paid pitchers, Tyler Glasnow, Tarek Skubal, Shohei Ohtani, Blake Snell, Edwin Diaz, and Yoshinobu Yamamoto. If you take just those 6 contracts, the Dodgers have the 18th highest team payroll in baseball.
Yeah.
The Dodgers' luxury tax bill is more than 16 teams' payrolls in Major League Baseball. And something I'd forgotten that's become a big talking point. A lot of this is because the Dodgers got kind of the sweetheart deal from Major League Baseball. The whole McCourt saga and everything going on back when they were bankrupt.
Yeah.
The Dodgers were allowed to keep every penny of their local TV deal. No other team in baseball, not even the Yankees, gets that deal.
That's crazy.
Is that a simple thing to write into the CBA? Hey, everyone pays in X percentage.
They need to do that. Now that'll change their tune a little bit, but it's crazy because you never would have thought, especially when George Steinbrenner Sr. was around, that anybody would have a better deal than the Yankees as far as the TV rights. And obviously the Dodgers were able to do so, and it's helped them obviously parlay into obviously being the odds-on favorite to be World Series champs again. But those other teams making some moves, but I just think when you get Skubal in, Detroit, I don't know what you were thinking. You really weren't. Detroit's had some pretty nasty pitchers over their last 20 years or whatever.
Yeah.
And you don't keep this guy. I know he's a little quirky. His story is actually pretty cool. When you
come
go
from
back,
Seattle U.
And his upbringing and all that. And then he goes to the Dodgers. I mean, he probably couldn't get on that flight fast enough from Detroit.
Oh, and he's going to resign too.
Right.
This is exactly what he wanted.
Right. I mean, 'cause I think he's originally from California, right?
I think so.
Because he grew up with James Jones.
That's right.
The receiver, right? So they're like buddies.
Yeah.
They played football together.
Yeah.
I mean, you get traded to the Dodgers. All right. You want to say your farewells? Nah.
No.
I said,
bye.
I'll put an ad in the paper after the season.
What paper? They're all failing.
Right. Exactly. Well, I'll just do an Instagram post. How about that? I'll tag you on it though. But yeah, I mean the Dodgers are obviously ahead of it. The Yankees were able to get Garcia, more power. And that's what they're going to try to offset that with. And it's that whole adage, I think, pitching or hitting. Now, you look at the Dodgers, they got both. But if you are able to hit at a certain rate, then you could really, turn the tables. But the Dodgers have put the whole league on notice. Because I think also Major League Baseball went from a part of time where they were making trades to get rid of assets, and trying to acquire prospects and all that. So they were sending a player to no man's land because they would only be there for the rest of the season, knowing that they might be able to get him on the second half when he became a free agent after the season.
Yeah.
And kind of dumping assets. Now they're we're accumulating really good players because we want to get not only the playoffs, but we want to try a World Series.
Yeah, there's a lot more MLB teams, I think, in Oklahoma City mode than in Boston mode.
Yeah.
To mix sports, right? OKC, get the assets, get the picks, get the young players, see if it works. Boston, hey, had success. We got to move off of it. Here, take the salary and we'll take back, a little bit in exchange. And I think there's still room for both of those in baseball. But Jay, it's fascinating to see the Dodgers continue to do this. Obviously with their money, it's a big deal, but also with their prospects. The money's a big thing. That's more about the free agency, right? And sure, they can afford to absorb the rest of the contract for the season. But I think every team in baseball could afford, $10 million for Tarek Skubal for the rest of the season, which is where I look at teams like Tampa Bay and Milwaukee, who were rumored to be in the running. Obviously not a big, landing spot destination for a bunch of free agents, but have built up the prospect pipeline. For those teams to not want to part with the caliber of prospect it would take to go get Skubal to capitalize on their best chance, neither one of those franchises has won a World Series. And I'm not saying they're wrong for it, right? They're in this position pretty much year after year, probably in part because of their patience, because of how prudent they are in these deals and not just leaping at it. But the closest Milwaukee's been to a World Series, maybe in our lifetimes or one of the closest times, is when they do the trade for CC Sabathia.
Yeah.
At the end of his time in Cleveland, obviously the Brewers didn't re-sign him. He ends up going to New York and pads out a Hall of Fame level career there. But what CC Sabathia did for that team and for that city was pretty incredible. The Brewers have signed some extensions with some of their young guys that have not even debuted or barely debuted in the majors to this point. They don't want to part with their prospects. Tampa's never made an all-in move like that. They were supposedly kicking the tires on Shohei Ohtani back before he went to the Dodgers. But hey, can we get him to capitalize on one run? And that's another, I think, sign of the times and the discrepancy in baseball is that there are plenty of teams with good farm systems, but that's their only consistent way to compete is to incubate their own talent. Whereas the Dodgers have the farm system to trade for these guys, but they're more okay with doing it because the opportunity cost is so much less for them, because not only can their developmental pipeline keep rolling, they know they're going to have more than just, 3 months of the guy when they trade for him.
I mean, it's just a different mindset. I mean, it's almost like a little bit how the Rams are, approaching their draft picks versus veteran established players. There's probably more or less the Dodgers. They bump them draft picks, right? And
Right.
now they have. But the one thing the Rams have done and the Dodgers have done is, where their prospects have started to develop. So the Rams, the analogy would be their lower round draft choices, the ones that the few draft picks that they keep, they've done a good job evaluating and maybe even overextend themselves in the future to get a guy that they really believe in. If you go back and watch some of the NFL Network stuff and stuff like that. But back to, the Dodgers, and when you think of Milwaukee, I think when you're a small market team, and let's say I'll call it a small aura team like Milwaukee. I'll say even like the Twins aren't there, but say the Twins, teams like that aren't in the blue blood or in this day and age, the big players. When you have a chance to make a move, you have to make a move. You have to get there. Because remember Kansas City, right? They won the World Series, then you take a little bit of dip, and then you got Bobby Witt Jr., and then we'll see with everybody else. But those runs don't last as long as the Yankees, the Dodgers, and those teams, right? They just don't. So when you have it, you have to be strategic, and you got to be ultra aggressive with your moves. And we'll see what happens with Milwaukee and teams like that as we get down to 4 o'clock.
I think 5 o'clock
or 4.
I think it moved
here.
it back a little.
Okay.
I think it's 5 o'clock here, 6 Eastern.
Yeah, so
officially
they're giving you extra time. Maybe forecasting. There's going to be some movement.
Well, and that's where the Royals have done a really crappy job for my money this offseason. Last offseason and into this trade deadline. They trade Lane Thomas away, get a couple, prospects, couple pitchers for him and for Bailey Falster. That's fine. But the Royals haven't been uber aggressive in capitalizing on windows. They make the playoffs for the first time since that run ended there in 2015, now 2 seasons ago. They didn't go all in that offseason. They said, okay, let's wait it out. Let's buy that time.
Hey, thank you. Here you go. It was like a thank you to the fans. Now we're back to our regular business.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Milwaukee's never really done the all-in thing. Again, aside from CC Sabathia there in 2008, they did trade for Mike Moustakas in 2018, I think it was. And that got him on the precipice of the World Series. But none of these teams have pushed their chips all into the middle as a small market team. And I think part of the Brewers thing is, hey, let's just hang around. Some year it's going to be our year, just with the nature of baseball. We'll take advantage of our breaks when they come. Problem is, they haven't been able to create enough of their breaks, right? They haven't, moved that balance of power. They keep waiting for someone else to tilt the scales instead of, taking it by the reins and doing it themselves. And again, the calculus is different, right? As a small market team, it's probably hard to afford those dips in ticket revenue, right? If you're that bad and you have to sell hope 5 years down the future, and you have to hit on all these moves, that's tough. So if you have a machine rolling, you may as well keep it going and play by that strategy. Jerry DiPoto of Seattle got absolutely pilloried, saying, over a 5-year span, I want to win, 55% of our games or 53% of our games. That's it? You just want to be a wild card team?
Yeah.
But the thinking for Seattle, Milwaukee, Tampa is let's at least be in the hunt and then see if we can't, swing a small series. They're not trying to create those windows, because then if one thing goes wrong, one guy doesn't pan out, then you're up the creek without a paddle.
Yeah. And so look, it really, it's the butts in the stands scenario. How can we keep the most butts in the stands and create an environment that it's appealing for people to come watch our baseball team? And, when you're consistent, people like consistency. People don't like change. That's what change would be.
Yeah.
If you change your tune. Now, I think what you have to do is be strategic on how you market it and how you portray that to the masses, because obviously if you say one wrong thing like the dude in Seattle, then it looks like you're dummying down and you're really not trying to win. You're just trying to exist. And so, right now where I think Milwaukee, it's a test of fortitude. Will you stay pat where you're at? I think you have a 6-game lead in your division. So if everything continues to go, steady, you're going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
But, Alden Gonzalez says they need an impact talent. Well, impact talent just got swooped up, brother.
Yeah.
So now you better think of, can we find an impact player in a small role to maybe push us through for 3 or 4 games down the stretch? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Big hits, big pitcher, whatever it is that you deem to be important at that certain role or position, you have to really hone in on. Because I also think teams like Milwaukee and Tampa and those teams, you have to make moves. Okay, if you don't make a big move, you have to do something, because that'll continue along, because people are happy right now to go watch them, right?
Yeah.
We're winning the division, but then you want to have something else to keep them going, because if you hit a little lull, which everybody seems to do in a long 162 game regular season, you want to have something that brings that energy, or a person or players that bring that energy.
Which is where the big moves we see from Milwaukee and Tampa is always selling, never buying. Milwaukee did it with Josh Hader. They did it with Corbin Burns. Tampa, I think it was Evan Longoria. Either they traded him or they let him walk when he was at the end of his tenure. And we see this, Jay, it's kind of the Patriots model, right? Let's extract all the value we can out of you while you're good and while you're young. And as soon as you're about to get expensive, we'll trade you to someone else, get whatever we can for you, not just whatever, a well thought out, package for young players or cap space or whatever it is, which is obviously different in baseball. But then you become someone else's problem. If you want to resign with us, great. We'll make you an offer. We love you. We appreciate you. But that's where the Pirates, right? What are they going to do with Paul Skeens in a few years? Are they going to pay him? Guess what? They traded Garrett Cole. They traded Tyler Glasnow out of that organization. What are the Brewers going to do with Mizorowski? The guy that's throwing the fastest fastballs most consistently of any starter we might have ever seen in Major League Baseball. Their big decisions are sell. And I think they have enough equity built up that, hey, we don't love it. We'd love to go all in, but we trust that, you're going to keep the ball rolling. But eventually the pinball's got to roll somewhere.
If you're Skeens, though, what's your plan? I got an exit stage left next year, right?
Probably. Well, he might be hurt right now. I mean, his numbers are not looking quite
overworked,
mm-hmm.
right? And not a lot of support.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a nice run.
Mm-hmm.
I got to go.
Mm-hmm.
Because even if they make say they make one move, you need to make a plethora of moves to make it worth them stay there.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be like Kerry Wood and you just gas out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You come in, you light the league on fire, and then poof.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. See you alumni weekend. Yeah, but I didn't. So if Paul Skeens with his agent, I think like when you're Paul Skeens and his agent. Now, granted, I know he's hurt right now. The trade deadline brings on conversations that generally held in the offseason. This is a conversation he has to have with his agents all for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Because when you're hurt, you have a lot of time to think and a lot of time to plan. And a lot of time to evaluate, because you're actually on the outside looking in, right?
Yeah.
You're not playing, you're rehabbing.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to make a move for his career.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with being selfish.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's hit the lunchtime lineup. Teams that are looking to be active at the Major League Baseball trading deadline, and some breaking news out of college football. We'll hit that to wrap up the show.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you looking for something different for lunch or dinner in Lincoln? Big 8 is now open at 1226 P Street, serving seafood boils and Asian cuisine. Get your hands messy with fresh, flavorful seafood boils, hot, cold, and made to share. Or enjoy classic Chinese and Asian dishes, perfect for lunch, dinner, or a night out with friends and family. Big flavors, generous portions, and a brand new dining experience. Big 8, now open in Lincoln.
Hello, I'm Steve Sipple, co-host of Early Break, weekday mornings from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. And my favorite thing to do, see, or go to in downtown Lincoln is probably O'Rourke's. It's not like I go there that often, but when I do, it takes me back to my college years. It's always been a very chill bar. Seems like they play good music, just a good vibe in there. And I look forward to my next trip into that bar.
This message is brought to you by the Downtown Lincoln Association and 93.7 The Ticket.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mixed Concrete in Lincoln and Palmyra. Ready Mixed offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they cover the cost of CDL training. Apply with Ready Mixed Concrete today to be eligible for a $2,500 hiring bonus. From Nebco's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today with Ready Mixed Concrete. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
At DWE Generations, having a plan matters, especially when it comes to protecting what's most important. They work with individuals, families, and business owners to help make smart financial decisions that support life today and set the foundation for generations. David Darlington, Russell Walton, and Cody Eiler bring decades of experience, and their dedicated team provides follow-through, answering questions, explaining next steps, and staying connected as life evolves. DWE Generations, a generational wealth planning firm. DWE Generations is a marketing name for individuals doing business as representatives of Northwestern Mutual. Visit generations.nm.com or call 402-483-7871 and ask for David, Russell, or Cody.
Time for a new AC? Call Bryant. Get rebates now and lower operating costs every day. For comfort and efficiency, call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Hey, Jake, you know what I love almost as much as the Big Red?
Big scores on the field?
Good guess, but nope.
Big spikes on the court?
Love those too, but I'm thinking food. Like those big, budget-friendly portions you find at Buzzard Billy's.
Now you're talking. I love Buzzard Billy's. I love the shrimp po' boys and the blackened chicken.
You almost always find me enjoying gumbo.
Big plays, big scores, big wins, Big Red. Yep, love them all, especially
those big portions that are budget-friendly. Only at Buzzard Billy's, A-Market.
When something breaks, you want someone you can trust to fix it right. Empire Repair is now open in Waverly and ready to serve our community with reliable auto repair and maintenance. From routine service to bigger repairs, our team is here to keep you on the road. Stop by Empire Repair in Waverly or call 402-786-2224 to schedule your service today. Empire Repair, proud to serve Waverly.
We're not living in some perfect TV land, the kind where the sun's always shining and life's what-ifs just don't exist. Here in Nebraska, we live in reality. We have unpredictable weather and risky moments that mean you need insurance protection you can trust. At Battle Creek Insurance Company, we protect you with flexible policies for home, auto, farm, and multi-peril crop insurance. Hometown service for all of life's what-ifs. Contact your local independent agent and ask about Battle Creek Insurance. Better together.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. Back to old school with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in one final time to Old School. Been the same 3-hour show, just in a new slot. So we're with you at 9 to noon here moving forward. 93.7 ticketfm.com. I'm Austin. He is Jay. Adam Carricker will be coming up next. And so we'll skip over the trade deadline stuff, Jay. But some breaking news out of college football. Notre Dame and USC is back on beginning in 2030 at the cost of Notre Dame, Indiana.
I mean, I see it. I'd see it. I mean, that's tradition. That's two high-profile teams.
You have to do it.
And you kind of big boy Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
You stiff arm a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, there's a method to the madness. I like it. I wish they could get Nebraska, Colorado, Nebraska, Oklahoma back again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know people don't really want to touch that in the non-con, but I just wish they could. I mean, I just think those games, I wish you could just one. Even if you do, like you said, 5-year blocks. So that way you have a winner and a loser. So we won those 5 years.
Yeah.
And in a 2-year break, we do it again. You know what I'm saying? Or just keep doing it. But I'm just saying, if you can't work it out to do it year in and year out, I'd like to have like a winner take all.
I like it.
Yeah.
Even if it's 3. Even if it's 3.
Okay.
Even
okay.
3.
I'll
even 3. Home, neutral.
I'll be cool with 3. Be a money maker. You know, everybody's taking the same amount of risk.
Yeah.
I like it though.
2030 game will be week 1 in Los Angeles. 2031 game will be week 1 in South Bend, and then their contract does run through 2020 or 32 and 33 as well. And the game will take place between weeks 1 and 3 each season. I typically think of that as November game. I like it as a marquee early season.
I like it to get, and you get all the eyes because a lot of teams aren't scheduling hard non-conference games anymore, or those kickoff games. It's kind of reluctantly doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna, get all the eyes on those two. They really think, and that's where they belong.
They tell you.
We're gonna see. Man, it's on. Hey, football's in the air, Austin.
It's here.
Yeah.
Can you smell it?
Oh, yeah. The body feels it. My mind feels it, but the body is not going to be able to do it.
Yeah, we'll see. By the time fall game's over, if you're loosened up, ready enough to get back in the action, Aaron Donald
I
style.
always tell you, I give you 2 plays, the first and the last. I can tell you that right now. That's it.
We'll book you for it.
All right.
There he goes. It's Jay Foreman, Husker Hall of Famer, NFL vet. Old school in its new time slot. It's been a blast. I hope we didn't feel too many of the growing pains. Thanks to everyone hanging out with us on our Starter Heyman Jewelers text line. Big thanks to Graham Tire for their sponsorship of the show. Check them out for Lincoln locations. For Jay, this is Austin. We'll be back. Do it again, 9 o'clock tomorrow. Talk to you then.
Iconic summer moments deserve an iconic drink. Reach for Mountain Dew, an American original. From its beginnings in the foothills of Tennessee to your biggest summer yet. The refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew is the perfect companion to your American summer adventures. Enjoy the refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew. Tasting great since 48. Look for Mountain Dew in stores near you at mountaindew.com. That's mountaindew.com.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at gainatrucking.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits,